Let's get it.
Is the face in the misty light.
They can hear you now. I unmuted the mic.
Started yet. Hold on a second. Are we in? Are we in there? Oh.
Yeah, we in here. We in here.
Yo, what's up, Bantu? How you doing?
Yeah, nothing, chilling, chilling. Trying to find a way to get the music playing. So hold on, give me 1 second. Now I'm gonna warn you in advance. I'm about to play a music box because typically like I talk and I have like lo-fi music playing in the
Yeah,
background.
that's
Do you got
fine. Oh
music
yeah,
playing on
it's all
your
good.
end? Like wait, like do you got music playing on your end or anything like that?
Nah, it is dead silence.
Oh, is there silent? Oh, y'all be silent talking on there? Oh no. I don't like silent
Yeah.
talking. I gotta have some chill music, some vibes going. So I'm
Yeah,
about to
I'm
play
a
the groovy
weirdo.
vibe. I mean, it's not. I ain't gonna say you weird. You know, it's just I got a different structure to mine. I like chill music and
Yeah, man. Yeah.
like you know,
Yeah, nah,
oh,
nah, nah,
Scorpio's here
definitely.
too. Scorpio's just listening and whatnot. Like, Scorpio
Oh.
and me, we do a lot of the work. We document, we show these experiences. We kind of organize and lay foundations down for like us
Mm-hmm.
as Black people to have like unified content and whatnot. So, we pull it like we look into a lot. So, it's like Wu-Tang Clan. Like we work together. Like we come together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me 1 second. I think the music a little bit too loud. I can barely
You
kind of
gotta
hear
turn it
you.
down. You gotta turn it down.
How do I do
I
that?
was telling you
I'm
earlier.
sorry.
Oh, you click on the groovy bot. You just click on the groove and turn it down. Like just turn it down to like maybe 28, 20, like 15%. So like that, or
Okay.
you could just mute it. If you mute it, like the music won't play at all because you like it
Oh,
silent.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it,
didn't
it
know
adds
that.
mood and ambience. Yeah, you didn't
Yeah,
know
no,
that.
It does, but
What?
forgive me. I'm very ignorant to Discord. Okay, like
I
trust
mean,
me.
it's all good. It's all good. I do this a lot, so like I
Oh
know how to
yeah, I see it.
balance in audio. Yeah,
My bad. Dude. Like I
it's all
really
good.
wish I knew how to.
I'll
All
be
right.
working this app. This app gonna work for me. So
Yeah, yeah,
I'll be like,
yeah.
look, let me see how this
Okay.
works, how this plays out. It sounds good on your end, right? My bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no,
I
no,
should
no,
have
no, no.
clear. I
Everything
should
is
have made
going
it really
good.
clear for you in the end. But
No, no. Yeah.
yeah. But somebody else was trying to get in here, wasn't they? Somebody joined here with you or something like that. Their name was
No, it was just me.
Xerxes. I was about to say,
Nah.
I was about to say, I was about to say, who's this person? I thought they came with you or something. But
Yeah.
so what you want to talk about? What's on your mind?
Yeah, yeah. So I was very interested in your content and specifically Scorpio's content too. I found it rather unfortunate that that there was some hesitation to kind of, have this conversation, Um because I really was exploring black nationalism on my platform, on my Twitch channel, if you want to call it a platform or not, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I like to expose my audience to more of the black side of the left, because I think it's important. I don't think that we should really reduce everything to just merely, class or just kind of skim over the issues. And one thing that I've come in contact with is I've actually spoken to some hoteps or other black nationalists, and I get a lot of different ideas floating around.
All right. So can I
Um,
like not to
yeah,
interrupt you, but like
yeah, sure.
to kind of make sure we're using like more structured language. Definitely when we're talking about political, social. Like I would prefer for you not to say hotep, right? Like to me, reactionary, social
Oh, okay.
conservative. These are
Ah,
better
okay.
terms to like specify these people because hotep is usually used in a general manner. And being that we're black people who are hyper visible, and since like not
Uh-huh.
only are we hyper visible, but we're also hyper policed and scrutinized. Terms like hoteps, which are colloquially used by us, lose its definition once it's used by the larger populace because of their politics and they're not intersecting with like black culture and not understanding so like I don't
Hmm.
like the word I don't like people using the word hotep. Definitely if you're not
Oh, okay.
like within black space, but even with like a lot of black people due to Eurocentricity, I don't even like some people even using the word based off that. That's why I say like words like reactionary and social conservative and
Okay.
capitalist, chauvinist, whatever, all that, just not a hotep, right? Because it specifies with the behavior that's going on. But no,
Okay.
you can go
Yeah.
ahead though.
No. That.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. No. And that's fine. I don't actually like mean to, cause
No, no,
like
no. I know you mean good, but I know that we
yeah,
both have
I understand.
audiences. So in my space, this is kind of the language I use because the language that you use
Hmm.
to like describe your experiences and the narratives that you tell is very important. Definitely to your identity. Definitely, being of someone of your background, right? So like, definitely, like I would assume that you're American, right?
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
being right. So due to you being American, right? If 9 times out of 10, if you descend from people who are enslaved, there's a specific type of oppression, racial oppression that's against us. That's not only based on our like based on our race, but our ethnicity, because we have a lineage, right? That tracks back and literally has been like opposition with like white identity politics, essentially, right? So this is why like we have this like criticism of whiteness. This is why we have like like different levels of discussion when it comes to different aspects of like society and culture. You get what I'm saying? So like a lot
Hmm.
of people in these like online spaces really don't understand and like for the most part know that like their perspective is innately Eurocentric, and in many cases it come off as bad faith because people don't put the interest or the work into like learning and reading these terms, understanding like the language from us. So it's like Seren said, if y'all watch Seren platform, she talks about semantic parasitism and how like our
Hmm.
language gets co-opted and neoliberalized. So when like a lot of people from the Eurocentric left talks about, well, yeah, there's complications with the neo-lib movement dealing with racial issues, but the reality is it's y'all who's co-opting it. Then while y'all co-opting it, y'all act like y'all not and gaslight us about that. And then like at most is incremental because when we're telling y'all about this, no one is actively making these changes to dismantle this. They're just upholding it. It's like even like I have the quote with Seren, like only Black Americans who are really like in this space is really incentivized to dismantle the system. Everyone else just want comfortable. right? So this is where the like, like even within BreadTube and LeftTube, like it's always this idea of tokenizing black voices, right? Like with the anti-black pipeline that like we kind of laid out, me and Scorpio, we see how like these conversation of black people within these spaces is kind of like depicted, and even we received a lot of backlash from even black content creators that are within the Eurocentric space in itself, because a lot of people don't understand is that like this space, due to its intersectionality with white identity politics, right? Like the culture of like culture points and like philosophy tube and the culture of what's his name, H Bomber guy, right? This culture that they made innately deals with white identity politics. So us as black people who are black nationalists, people who are woke, right? Whatever way you want to kind of water down the principles of black nationalism, or boister it, right, in some cases, right? Like, a lot of people don't really talk about this intersectionality and how, like, a lot of us have a more advanced way of understanding and knowing, like, like politics that deals with your identity and intersectionality. We have a language. It's just that it's getting co-opted, and due to, like, white identity politics, people in the Eurocentric left who, like, denounce and kind of, like, are very anti-black with the rhetoric, into, like, hearing our perspective and our point of view, and looking at the documentation itself, because, right, like, we don't only, like it's called content because we're on YouTube, but in reality, we're documenting our experiences. We're documenting what's going on because we're a living legacy that comes from a lineage. So nothing for us is in a void. There's no, you can immediately dismiss it, because in many cases, this is revisionist history. This is, people basically engaging in colorblind racism, right? Or anti-blackness, right? Colorblind anti-blackness. Like you're colorblind to the point of being anti-black. You're pushing class reductionism. You're calling us Nazis, and no different than the Red Scare and McCarthyism, right? These are or COINTELPRO. These are things that actually hurt us. This is what leads to us being policed, because you're like is Martin Luther King with the white moderate, right? Like, due to your comfortability, you're intentionally misunderstanding us and maintaining the status quo, the order. This is why Malcolm X comes down with his criticism about the white liberal and their symbolism, right? Like, you get what I'm saying? This is a collective. Yeah. This is what people don't understand about CRT, and I know it could be any other word that makes you feel good, because there's a lot of breakdown to that, but like CRT kind of collectivizes these narratives and show that there's always been a counter narrative, that there's always been a juxtaposed position, and there's always been a hierarchy to power based on whiteness. This is why it's called white supremacy, white hegemony. And if you're not vying and fighting for something that's more Afrocentric or ethnic centric to whoever your background is, and your connection to the African people, right, then what are you really fighting for? Like, who you really with? Right? And this is a lot of people don't understand, is like the clear basis of black nationalism and many other thought, because like we're global. It's just that we're connecting our fight because we're demonized and looked at as other due to our blackness. And everyone descends from Africa. This is science. Race science was fucking baloney, but there's a legacy here that's documented. Who you descend from, right? Who you related to. That's a legacy, right? We're living legacies as descendants of that within this specific country, even though everyone had their own different fight, but we never shy away from documenting and participating in the fight for those people too, because white supremacy is global, right? It's a global phenomenon, right? And a lot of people neglect this kind of analysis. So like even people within the Eurocentric left from European countries use the fact that they're Irish to denounce them engaging in white supremacy. And it's like the Irish literally came to America and did the opposite. They literally blended in. So even if they was associated with blackness, they ascertained to whiteness, no different than Middle Eastern people and other people within this country, like with the modern minority myth, right? Like these are actual things that happen. These are things that put black Americans specifically on the bottom and shut them out of this country. So y'all actively engaged in our oppression. There's no
doesn't whiteness change over time?
It's still the same. It's just they adapted more people into the collective, right?
No, wait, but like, wouldn't you argue that well, not argue, I'm sorry.
No, whiteness
like,
did not change. Whiteness is still the same. It's based on Europeans. So they just added more people into the canon. That's all they did.
Yeah, no. I'm not disagreeing that they've taken in more people. I'm saying that that's like a clear example of like whiteness changing. So like so like
to me,
the Italians, right?
I wouldn't say it's whiteness changing, because essentially, if it was whiteness was changing, right, it would be people pushing whiteness to be more Afrocentric and talk about all the cultures of European people that came before the Europeans, that eliminated and murdered and genocide a lot of people within their own continent. You see this within their own history. They murdered and killed a lot of people to even get to us. this has been like a trained behavior from these people
Right, right,
specifically
right.
within society. This is why you get Afrocentric people like Nick Cannon and others who will call them savages. Because if you look at what they did in their history, it's really savage. Definitely comparison to
Mm.
us. Like we fought and shit, but not to that degree. Like anthropology tells that. Like we fought, yeah, like the
Right.
practice of what happened during the Atlantic slave trade is fucked up. But like even the people that they bring into the canon, whiteness, like Arab people, they still engage in the slave trade to this day. That has been going on since we've been enslaved, right? So the people who's
Right.
canon white and allying whiteness historically has been doing some very vile shit, and yeah, they're connected historically to us as African people. They still denounce us and demonize us and engage
Right.
in our active
So
oppression. Definitely,
so
specifically in
so
America.
here's so here's like one thing. I do want to kind of clarify. So like with the idea of whiteness, right? As it does pertain to like something like identity, I think it also it awards privileges to certain groups. So like say like white passing groups. So like just to clarify my position with the whiteness changing thing, right? I don't think
Mhm.
that like whiteness has gotten better. I think it's actually gotten worse. In a sense of like say like the Italians, right? How
Mhm.
they were deemed as like inside out like I'm not saying them because it's Twitch, but like you know what I mean. And basically they were demonized from not fitting the standards of whiteness. However, they were later adopted into that category as time went on. People like like black people or like darker skinned people are not gonna be awarded that privilege. So like when I try to explain to people what whiteness is like on my chat or whatever, right? They singularly think it's white people, but there's privileges that come with whiteness.
Right. I ain't gonna lie though,
Yeah.
like not to come for you, but like to kind of make it a very meta commentary moment. I'm gonna need like a lot of people to start engaging in the advanced topics, right? Because we understand things on a layer of identity. This is identity politics. It pulled the thing that they tell you not to like in like white identity politics, right? Like there's your ethnicity, your nationality, your geographic location, your sexual identity, your sex, your gender, right? There's different layers to your identity that make you up who you are, and it tells like, in a sense, who you come from is a level of analysis and break it down your reality and seeing how it connects to the larger collective with narratives and like things that connect y'all through identity and how systems implement policies to basically like enhance or like negate away from your life in many instances. And like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can look at almost everybody in reality and
Mhm.
see that kind of connection and see how like through their identity you see how like the system has engaged with their life or how they like and like engage with the system.
Mhm. Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
no.
like,
I totally
like
get that.
when it comes to a lot of people in your chat, like things like CRT, critical whiteness studies,
Mhm.
right? Like looking into intersectionality, right? Reading
Yeah.
CRT itself, right? Reading books from Black nationalists and Afrocentric people, reading into the Black Panthers, things like Free Mamiya, reading into the political prisoners, like the Black Panthers who's still in prison that we still need to let out. These are things that we should be talking about specifically, and not the one-on-ones, right? Because we're a living legacy, we're living people, right? That means we're really dying and being oppressed. That means we don't like. There's nothing wrong with the one-on-one, but the one-on-one shouldn't be the priority, right? The advanced topics of like freeing political prisoners, right? Like getting organizations up and ready, lobbying, right? Like getting people and money and power put behind us to get reparations, right? And transforming this government so we can live better lives. Otherwise, at best, it becomes this weird infographic industry where Eurocentricity come and co-opt our movements as a cultural aesthetic when it's reality us documenting our oppression and it's being weaponized by corporate America, which we see time and time again, whether it's like Kylie Jenner with the Pepsi and amongst various other phenomenons with George Floyd and infographics, right?
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of this content collectivized on my platforms. This is kind of what my platform
Yeah.
is for, is to like be a
It's
network.
documenting.
Yeah, it basically, and it's like collectivizing black voices and laying like a network, a pipeline, or as like Deadman made it more efficient, like an online underground railroad, right? Like this is what a
Mm.
lot of people don't understand. This is why we call it anti-black pipeline, because it connects to the alt-right pipeline that was established prior,
Right.
right?
So
But a lot of
I
people don't
I
understand that like left leaning white identity politics basically kind of like appropriates this narrative from Afrocentric people on the left and kind of
right.
remove our voices.
I
So this is why
really
we call it
wanted
the
to pinpoint
anti-black
on that.
pipeline. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 no, no. I really wanted to really pinpoint on that. But specifically I wanted to talk about black nationalism first, because then I want to head into some of the things, because I have been viewing you and Scorpio's content, especially one thing that really caught my eye was your video on Destiny's community. I have my own opinions on like the Vosh and the Destiny community, which I'm gonna share. But I did want to ask you specifically when it comes to black nationalism, right? I think one of the questions, and like I believe I understand it, but a lot of people that maybe watch me, or the people like that I come in contact with, we've been provided the stereotype of a black nationalist is simply an anti-Semitic ethnostater. Now that boils a very complex issue like subject like black nationalism into something that I believe is incredibly inaccurate. So I wanted
Not to
to,
interrupt you, to ad lib, that's innately anti-black in itself. That
yes,
perspective, right?
yeah,
Like the not understanding nuance, right? This is like it would almost be me engaging in empathetic fallacy to assume that me just waving my finger and telling you this is like enough to change your mind, right? You have to be invested and do the theoretic, workout, right? You got to do the hyperbolic time chamber workout and work your mind and read into
I
these
like that.
subjects and topics. If you have these kind of like ideas of political perspectives that you didn't read about, and like you don't even bother reading into it, looking into it, understanding the nuances, like you're part of the problem, right? And this is how anti-blackness is perpetuated. This is casual racism, where they see black people and immediately think of something negative, and then reaffirm negative stereotypes and justify our literal death and oppression based upon those stereotypes that they never even check themselves. That's white fragility.
Hmm.
That's white guilt. That's how white guilt gets supplanted through white fragility, right? Because they're denying us of our livelihoods.
So then could you
That's why
explain
we
like
say
in
we're
your own
dismantling the
words?
space. Like
Right,
I
right.
advocate to dismantle the space because it's the Eurocentric left. I don't know what kind of content you need to make, but you need to get the fuck out of black people's business, right? Like you need to stop profiting off of black death because y'all made money not debating Nazis on the livelihood of Black Lives Matter, right? If there's going to be this conversation of criticizing those who profited off of black death, we also got to talk about the Eurocentric left and
Okay.
how much money and content they have made talking about protest and prison abolition, and they're not doing nothing. At best,
Yep. And
it's
trust
very
me,
vague.
I
They
have a
don't
lot of
give out
questions about that too.
resources. Yeah, they don't give out resources. They don't
So,
shout out organizations. Like like
all
if
right.
y'all want to do something, hold a charity stream to get like Mamiya a better lawyer or something. I don't know. Like I'm not really
Right.
connected with the
That's a
movement
very
myself,
good
but
idea.
something. You get what I'm saying? Like some solutions, right? Like if y'all
Right.
want to do something, fundraise for political prisoners, fundraise so we could get lobbyists for reparations, fundraise, for like you get what I'm saying? Because there's already people out here doing the work. Y'all just don't support them. Y'all don't support us. This is why we
Right.
criticize it and say it's
That
Eurocentric
is
because
a
it's
stereotype
disconnected.
that I'm
It's
subject to as well. It's like, oh,
right
oh,
because you're
where
black.
are the black
That's
creators at,
anti-blackness.
bro? Yeah,
Hmm.
but just quickly, I wanted to just ask you in your own words, like how
It
would you
tokenizes you
describe what
too.
yeah, like yeah, like what do you think black nationalism is? Like how would you explain it like
I
thoroughly?
mean, like to be honest, black nationalism is explained in many ways, and in many cases, I agree with at least
I
89,
mean like your
85% of
version.
it. As
Yeah.
long as it's not reactionary, right? Like I would tell you to read the elders, read those who laid the groundwork before me, right? They are more important than just hearing my individual perspective, right? Like I said all this time, like there's solutions out there. Y'all should support them. Y'all should support these people because I'm just not the voice of black nationalism. There's a lot of black nationalists,
Right.
pro-black, woke, whatever you want to call it, to make yourself feel good and operate within society, right? But at the end of the day, we still got to worry about black unity and making sure we hold our own selves down. Because I'm not here for no one-on-one conversation, no debate, no like devil's advocate seat
Yeah.
on my talking points. Like we die and get murdered behind this. This is real life for us, right? Like it's as real as a lot of people will look at drill music and whatnot, right? So like a lot of people don't understand this is what we're fighting against, white supremacy. Like we're fighting in against like things that are actively oppressing us, and these are people who are literally white and engage in white identity politics and basically whitewash everything with a Eurocentric, colorblind, class reductionist perspective. And like our platforms literally document and showcases this, right? Because a lot of people from their POV, they look at us like we're unhinged black nationalists when in
Oh,
reality they've been
okay.
like they've been harassing us and like literally pinning us in situations where
Yeah.
they literally make us into locales, and
Yeah. If there's one thing I could
that's
just
not
add,
healthy neither for no
look,
community.
I totally understand. The online space can be extremely toxic, especially to someone that claims to be like a black nationalist, right? Like they just they adopt, oh, white nationalist, black nationalist, it's the same thing, but it's not. So this is why I wanted to kind of ask you, like in your own words, like what is your
Yeah,
version,
but
how you see it,
like I said, I get what you're saying, but like I said, if you engage with my platform, you will see that. Right, you would see that. So I'm not here for no like quick. Well, this is what I think black nationalism is. Like I already told you about solutions with like people who already are in align with Afrocentricity and black platforms and the priorities that need
yeah,
to be. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So I feel like me telling you my principles on black nationalism, it kind of negates away from what already has been stated, dealing with black people, black movements, and things to help our community, solutions to the problems. Right, like on anything like shit, I'd rather develop on how me and you could organize like a way to raise money for Mamiya or raise money for other political prisoners and stuff like that,
yeah,
as both of us as black people with like a platform who makes content in a sense, right? Like to me it's
yeah.
documentation, but I don't mind doing more laid back things because I am a human being. I do have dreams, you know, I do like
Well,
making art. I'm into Afrofuturism. You get what I'm saying? So
well,
yeah.
yeah, no, no, no. I totally get it. This ain't a gotcha. This ain't a debate. It's nothing like that.
No, no, no.
I'm
I'm
just
just I'm
little.
just making my
Yeah, no.
statement. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, no, no. And I totally get it. I
Yeah, I'm just
respect the
explaining who I
documentation.
am. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. And like I want like my chat and I want myself to understand who you are, and I appreciate it. But
Yeah. If
the
y'all want to
the
understand me,
reason,
just engage with my platform, right? Just
yeah,
engage with my
yeah, well,
platform. Yeah, I
yeah,
already sent
I would
videos to
say,
you, so it's like it ain't like you don't
yeah.
have the content available at your fingertips. It is not like I don't have
No,
playlists and
I've
stuff like that.
no, 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 but like I've watched the content. So like these questions that I'm asking is derived from the content that I've watched.
Yeah, but in
So
the
like
content,
this
it
isn't,
literally explains to you what it was, right? It like
well,
literally
no,
tells you our
because
stance and stuff.
yeah,
Definitely through
I
like
wanted to
Scorpio's
explore.
content and my content.
Yeah, no, I wanted to explore the ideas behind these concepts. So with black nationalism, right?
Right, but
Like
I
I
just
can
told, but think
assume
about it.
what
I
you
just told
believe.
you about some ideas, as in regarding of raising money for Mamiya, right? Like raising, you know, attention to things that really matter to us as Black people. Talking about lobbyists for reparations and other things to get like better
Yeah.
reparation bills to change HR 40 to something that's more specific to our lineage and like the time that we have been enslaved, right? Like I have multiple Black platforms with people having these discussions, people who are more closely involved with these movements because I put them in tightly neat playlists on my YouTube channel. My whole platform is dedicated to platforming people, including your platform too. Like you're not like you're like one of
Yeah,
the
I'm
many
not.
Black people that I also platform with my platform and like the stuff that we have posted in this very Discord that you're in right now, right? Like this is what we do for our platform. It's a network. I literally explain to you everything. And like for to
Yeah.
me, it's like if you don't understand why I just explained to you, then you must not
Mhm.
see what I consider Black nationalism and what's important to my life. Like if I give you a textbook
No, no, no,
definition,
no.
I best
All
I could
right.
tell you. Look, listen. If I give you a textbook definition, the best I can tell you is look at Wikipedia or read into Marcus Garvey, read into
Okay.
various
So
other Black
because
nationalists
I
like
have
the
to be
Black
very frank
Panthers,
with
and
you
look
right
into
now.
like
Like I
you
have to
know.
be extremely frank with you. So like
Mm,
here's one thing that honestly bothers me. So like when I ask a question of like say like what do you think X is, right? I'm not really here to go like explain to me and educate my chat on what black nationalism is, right? No, they can go in depth, they can look up, they can go on Wikipedia like you said, and that's fine. But like it's like when we kind of um like go away from that question, it kind of concerns me because I think that like starting at the basis of what black nationalism is can help a lot of people clarify, including
Right, but
myself,
I
what
just
these
clarified
concepts
it to
mean.
you though. Like keep it real with like let me keep it 100 with you, right? Like I told you, just go to Wikipedia. Like I have you're in our
But that's
server,
not
so
an
we
explanation.
do no. It is an explanation. It's about you doing the work, right? I'm literally telling you to do the work
Dude,
with me, right?
I've done
And
the
like
work,
literally
but
like
you're
I need to
trying
know
to
what it is.
explain.
So if you really want to do the work right now, like we could pull up Wikipedia right now, right? Like we're
But
online, we're
then
on the
why
internet.
can't you just tell me what you believe so that I don't have to
I just
assume?
told you what I believe. I told you about the plan about raising money for Mamiya, about lobbying for reparations. Like this is literally the
Yeah,
conversation we
no,
just
no, no.
engaged in.
We
Like
have we have
you
skimmed
can't tell me that we have been sitting here talking over lo-fi music, right?
we have
Chilling
skimmed.
and
I know, but like, dude, like I really think you're
no,
jumping the gun
it
here.
wasn't skin. I'm
Like
not jumping the
I'm
gun.
just
I'm just
yeah,
explaining to you
dude.
everything.
I'm I'm trying to get a word in, but like you're going from topic to topic to
Right, but
topic
you
to
keep
topic.
asking me for
I'm
the
just trying to
101
ask a
of black
question.
nationalism. I just explained it to you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I just explained to you my ideas. I just explained to you my
I'm not
philosophy, my
sure if like
platform.
you thought this conversation was going to be very antagonistic. I did
No,
not
I don't
expect it
think
to
it.
be
I don't
so.
think that way. Don't take it that
I'm just
direction. This is just
well,
is.
here
This is our
here
way
is
we
here
talking.
is here is my thing. I'm only asking this so that I can get to my next point. If you don't
Okay.
want to answer that, that is totally fine.
No,
What
I
I was going
answered it.
to
I told
ask
you that
you
I explained it to you
was
already. That's my answer.
okay.
Yeah.
So like so then one thing that I wanted to clarify was the distinct differences between like say like with black nationalism, right? Because like how I see it is that a lot of people are very uneducated about this subject, and I think what it does, like optically, is that it hurts people from understanding that like
What?
under
But like
wait,
optics is like to me
hold on, I'm
optics.
not. Holy
I
shit.
know, but optics come off as like respectability politics. Like if you wasn't listening to what I'm saying, like if you want a definition of black nationalism, we could go to Wikipedia. We could look into the work. Like I reference books and everything in this whole discussion. So for you not to engage with the books and literal literature that I'm referencing to you, to me is
Okay.
very disingenuous because we're both on the internet live streaming right now, and
Wait,
I can
what?
literally showcase you these books. I can show you these books. I can show you these articles. I
Wait.
can
One
show you
second.
the data, and I can tell
I
you
did
no,
not
like, but
come
look,
here
look,
for
listen, hear me out
pornography.
though. Listen, hear me out though,
What?
right? Like, cause like I'm talking about what I can show you, right? I'm showing you solutions. I'm having an advanced conversation. Like I said, I'm not here to give you the 101s. To me, the 101s, that's the problem. There's no nuanced discussion about these concepts. I just gave you a nuanced discussion with everything I previously talked about, like before, like with the raising money from Amia, right? Like through gaming tournaments, if y'all want to do something, right? Like helping out with lawyers, helping out
Okay.
political prisoners,
When I
helping out
ask
like the Black
someone
Panthers that
if
are
they
still
want to
locked
chat
up.
about a subject, I did not mean, hey, let's come together and let's like build a way for to like raise money for black activism. I'm down to talk about that, but if
But
that's
that's
the
what
core of the
that's a part
discussion,
of
we
that's
don't
part
get
of.
anywhere. Like
But
my
keep in mind,
entire chat
whoa,
is
whoa, whoa.
confused and lost.
Wait a minute. But
I'm
keep in
just
mind,
confused
they're
where we're
like,
starting
look, but
here.
hear me out though. I just explained it to you, right? If you was listening to what I'm saying, like the reason why they're confused is because it's Eurocentric. This is me talking about the meta commentary, right? Like the meta commentary is that like they don't understand the advanced topics. So this is why I've been referencing books and looking into like Wikipedia as a reference and whatnot. I explained to you because I literally
Okay.
explained to you what like my thoughts and ideas are for things to help like out with our situation and provide solutions and how we could work together. And you're still asking me what's the basics, what's the definition when I literally just gave you action, right? So to me, it makes me think: what do you prefer more, my actions or my definitions? Do you prefer how the optics of the way what it looks like versus the
Okay.
performance, right?
Okay. Okay. So I asked you what you think black nationalism is so that I can have a clearer understanding. Although you have listed off an explanation of like many different topics ranging from like reparations, activism, problems with the Eurocentric left, all of these things that I plan to talk about. But I'm
But to
specifically
me,
asking because I opened
hear
this
me out though.
conversation
To
with
me, it feels real
wait.
reductive.
Hold on, wait. No, it's
It
not
does. To
because
me, no, to
holy
me,
shit.
it's reductive, right? Because, like I said, like in my
Yeah.
space, is very Afrocentric. In the Afrocentric space,
Yeah.
we have these advanced conversations. I just literally explained to you
Okay.
what Black nationalism
So you
was,
guys are
but
too big
due
brain to
to
like
no,
actually
no.
answer
See,
basic
look, no,
questions.
no, don't do that. 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 Don't.
I'm sorry, but like,
Just
dude,
don't.
when like,
I'm just
all
saying,
right,
don't.
I
Don't
have to
do
be honest
that.
because I came in extremely good faith. I'm just
Right,
trying
and
to like get very
this is
simple
still
questions
very good
answered.
faith,
But then
but
if you're gonna hit me, no. If you're gonna hit me
there you
with the,
go.
oh,
See?
well, you should know the
Black
literature
nationalism,
already,
black
then it just
nationalism.
becomes
Look, but
really
explain it to me.
lazy.
Like, no, it's not lazy because like I can give you access to that, right? Black nationalism is a
Oh,
type
you
of
posted it.
nationalism or pan national, right? But I told you
Oh,
like we have
perfect. But
platforms.
like
You could
that,
look,
On
but hear
two.
me. But
but
On
like
two.
that was the
On two.
answer to the
On two.
I
question.
Look. No, he's getting antagonistic now.
Who? Wait, me?
You
so we
not
should
see
we
what
should cut
you
it
not see
off,
what you're
right?
doing.
I But
I
hear
mean,
me out though, Scorpio. Hold on, give me a second,
funny?
bro. Scorpio, give me
I
a
don't
second, real
know
quick,
if you guys
Scorpio.
had
So
some
I
like some
no
preconceived notions about me or like or something, but this is really weird.
Hear me out. You stream, right? I got my own lunch counter. You stream, right?
Yeah,
All right, pull
yeah,
up,
dude.
go type in Wikipedia, open the window through OBS, whatever platform that you're using, right, to show the Wikipedia version of Black nationalism. You can do that for your audience for framing, right? Like my Twitch is set up to the point that I can literally put like, you know, exclamation Black nationalism and the definition pops up. This is how well trained I have my audience. So the definitions is laid out, the language is explained. This is what I've been doing the whole entire time I've been talking to you. This is why I feel like it's somewhat disingenuous, because you want me to do the work for your audience, which I have no
I'm
problem doing.
sorry.
But at the end of
What
the
do
day,
you
they're
think
your
my intentions
audience.
are?
This is your look. I'm explaining to you etiquette, right? Like this is your audience. You want me to do the work for your audience, which I don't mind. But at that point in
No,
time, we're
this is
sharing audiences. Right, like we're sharing audience because I'm doing the work for your audience. I'm not your mule, right? Like we can work together, but like you gotta hear me out, right? Like you got your own platform. You can show them the Wikipedia version of Black nationalism, right? Like you got control on your platform to show your audience what needed to be said to provide a proper context of what I'm saying. Because I can send you screenshots and everything, but that still doesn't mean you're going to show that to your audience. Because I show that to my audience on a daily basis. My audience is more
Okay.
advanced with this topic when it comes to conversation. Your audience is not, and I explained to you that is innately Eurocentric, and this is how their interest in Black people is very marginal at best, and it becomes very harmful to us. And this is why we're trying to dismantle this space, because we understand like anti-Blackness on a more deeper level as people who are dealing with oppression, and we're not Eurocentric, so we're not playing it to people who don't know better. We're not playing it to people who only know the 101s. We want to talk about like the more deeper, nuanced discussions and solutions to our problems, solutions to help the like us as Black people, right? Like this is literally what's been going on, right? And like this is why I document this, right? So like to me, like you know, you have the power to show your audience this. I have my own. I work on OBS. I take screenshots. I show screenshots. I click over to different websites. I show definitions. Right. There's no need for me to do that on my stream because I have an audience that knows this stuff. What me and Scorpio talk about, they knows this stuff, but they don't know this in your space. So I need you to cooperate with me if
Look,
we're supposed to be
Bantu,
working
look,
together
Bantu.
to show this
Look,
to your audience because they don't
his
know better.
his chat doesn't even agree with you either.
Well, I know because they're Eurocentric.
All
This is the
right.
problem.
So
We talked about this already,
I have
Scorpio.
I have
That's
to
why
say
you called
something
it. No matter what, you
very
called it.
important. I called what? What do you mean?
No, I'm talking to
Like
Scorpio.
what
We
was
have a
that?
meta commentary. It's
Yeah,
all good.
yeah.
Don't worry
I'm
about it.
like I'm getting some weird vibes that like you guys have kind of had some preconceived notions about me and my content and my chat. I
No,
came in here with a very open mind. I've been watching you guys' content and
we don't feel like
I've
that, but
actually
understand.
but just wait, hold on. I have to talk to.
I haven't really said a
I
word
have
like
a
that.
very what? What?
I haven't really said much, but you're automatically putting me into this one. I was muted the entire time, just kind of letting y'all talk. But you said you guys and you're too big brain. Why are you putting me into it? I didn't say anything. Just
Wait,
what is
I'm
up with that?
sorry, what? Okay, fine. All right. So Bantu, right?
Mm.
The one thing that I have to like say here is I don't understand like why simple questions like annoy you so much.
No, I'm not annoyed
If
though.
you
I'm not
did
He's
annoyed.
never
Don't
and I
project.
was very
Don't project.
I was
Stop
I was
He
projecting.
very
wasn't
Stop
understanding what he
projecting.
was saying.
I'm not annoyed. I'm not
not
annoyed.
yet
I'm not
you
annoyed.
you
Yeah, I
Bantu, the reason he's
sound
saying that is
annoyed
because
to
the
you.
reason he's
Stop
saying that's because
glorifying
you
what I'm
didn't.
doing. Stop.
He's
stop,
saying that
stop
because he
providing.
asked you a question about Black nationalism and you didn't give him the answer on it. So like he's unsatisfied by the fact you didn't give him the answer because he wants to know like what is your definition of it.
But I just
And you
explained it
said,
to him.
but like yeah, but you're saying that if you watch my content you would know. But I guess he came here because he wants to explore some of the stuff within our content on like what we believe in our positions and our ideas
Right,
and
but I
stuff
just
like that.
explained to him what
But
my
Yeah,
you're
I can know
saying,
you
but
guys
you're
as
saying
people.
like if you watched our content, you would know. And
Yeah,
then
to
he's
give him
not,
even more
he may not
context.
seem
Like,
to understand that perspective at
yeah,
least.
right.
Yeah.
But when you're saying Wikipedia and stuff, like I know what you're saying too, because like when it comes to content is a person could go on YouTube and when one says Wikipedia, it's like somebody in your chat said Wikipedia is not a good source. I don't think you guys know how to really maneuver around Wikipedia because
Right.
like there's a critical nuance approach to it that I guess people don't know yet. And I'm not gonna give people the answer to that because it's like, okay, Well, no wonder you guys, some of y'all don't.
We're not
somebody
your mule. We're
know
not.
much
We're
yet.
not your mule.
Like,
Critical thinking
because
and
I
deductive
actually
reasoning.
help people
Simple,
understand
easy.
like
Um,
I've actually helped people understand like what this right here is saying and why and like how can you verify it? Like Wikipedia is written by people, but I'm like, where do they get that information from in the first place? And no one ever asked that question. It's like, can you prove that it's like true or whatever? Nobody
And
asked that question
you
either.
in our server,
like,
which makes it even
It's
more
actually
awkward.
like because
Okay,
Wikipedia is more
all
than just
right.
a source. I put quote unquote source because I don't really like think of it. I look at it as Google. Like you see all these search results and these links. What do you think Wikipedia is? What do you think all those numbers references are? Like whatever then, whatever. I mean, people don't really
Well,
understand it like that.
Scorpio.
What?
One thing that I have to just say, the reason why I came here was to elaborate more on the content that you both have made, and it's unfortunate because a lot of the videos that like you've made and Bantu have made have kind of moved me into examining a lot of what you guys consider the well I'm sorry pronoun wise, like what you two would consider the Eurocentric left. I wanted to bring more light upon Black nationalism and help more
Okay.
people understand from people like who were more of experts. But I understand you don't want to be a mule and to dish out info that people can
I
easily
mean, I
look
never
up.
really said
But the
anything.
problem,
I'm just
no, no, no,
pretty
no.
much going
I'm not
over
saying
what
you.
this. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, but like, you should really think about your words right now, because your chat is saying, "Why use factors? Trust us." Well, that's really interesting that one would say that because
Right.
we are telling you to use
Yeah,
facts.
you gotta
just don't
kind
understand
of,
what we
you
mean by
gotta
Well,
that.
let your
You
audience
just don't
know that
understand what we
that
mean
ain't.
by what we're
five.
You
saying.
gotta let your
They don't.
audience know
Guys,
Your
that there's a
audience
way.
is
Yeah.
ignorant. That's what, because like the way their rhetoric is like reminiscent of white
okay.
people.
And
So like
in a
when we're
sense,
saying what we're
it's
saying,
why they interested in
your
you
audience
too.
actually thinks that we're saying just take
We
our
don't
word
allow
for
that
it.
on our platform.
No, like no. Actually, what we're talking about is like your
Okay.
approach to things, and now it's really
Well,
flawed and doesn't make any sense. So when
I
like we bring in
understand.
Wikipedia, you don't understand what we mean how to use Wikipedia. You just think that just read it and done. Like no, you see, that's what you don't get. We don't do that. But apparently that's what you assume because you never actually use Wikipedia any other differently.
Well,
We
look,
actually
What?
look.
know we're very resourceful people, so we know
He
how to like
talking.
maneuver
He
around this
talking
stuff.
to your audience right now. I just
Yeah,
because
I
think
mean,
about it.
I'm sorry.
it's
Like
like
think
the
about it.
approach is really bad and flawed. It doesn't make any sense.
Think
But
about
see,
it.
but this is your audience, right? Your
Yeah,
audience comes
we
to you
got
for
to do
your
the work for
content.
your audience.
Not
Basically, that's what you have
they
to
come to you for
understand.
your content.
I have to
They
send my
believe in
links
what
in
you
there,
think.
which I have no
They here
problem
because they
doing.
like you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because they
Why,
like
why
you.
else would
Okay.
it?
Well, if I could explain, I operate my channel a lot differently than yours.
Right.
So
But we have more
I
Yeah, we know
advanced
understand
that.
that.
knowledge with these
But
topics.
what
This
you
is
was
what the
told is
Okay,
that your
criticism
yes,
is.
audience likes you.
I know Ben's a very
They
big
like
brain,
you.
fine.
They're
But
here
yeah,
for you. Nah, don't say big brain. That like what the hell is that? That's kind
yeah,
of moderate
Right.
okay.
right
That was
Well,
very
you're
there. Like
insulting.
what
well,
the
you're
hell?
kind of
See, you not realize
you're
like look at
flexing
that.
intelligence for no purpose other than to
We're
just
not
What
look
is
flexing
see?
like,
So
oh
you're
yeah, your
intelligence.
flexing
audience is
now.
We
very.
can give you
It's just
access
it's
to
just
this so you
very
can work with
weird.
us.
See?
We're not
I mean,
flexing
you're interpreting it as
intelligence.
flexing, but
Yeah,
Right. We're literally giving you
if we're trying
access.
to like basically discuss and point out stuff, and you think that's flexing, then like I don't
So
know how
then,
one
okay, so
expects
you're
to have that
giving.
conversation. Because
Okay,
like for
so you're
you, like
giving
if
me
you think that
access.
somebody pointing out like an approach and stuff, how it doesn't make sense and whatnot is flexing, then like I don't really know how you expect us to feel. Well, we can have that conversation because your audience is even pretty much giving us these attentions that we never asked for either. Like everything your audience is doing, and even some of the stuff you're doing, is literally what like the Eurocentric left does. So
Yeah,
like
it
Okay.
is.
yeah,
Yeah.
it really literally is what they do. So
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
so
you can
Like, we
feel
can
like
do the
you
work.
mean nothing and
we're
all that.
very
Hold on, give me a
fixated
second, Scorpio. If
on
you want to do the
audiences.
work, like if you want to do the work, right? Like you have to kind of be. You're the director of your audience. You have to show them these concepts while we having this conversation. Otherwise, you got to show them our content,
Okay.
right? Like you got to do this
With
actively
all
with your
due
audience. Because
respect, with
what I
all due
actively do on
respect,
my
guys, because
platform is I watch these
because
videos.
I can. All right. With all due respect, with how this conversation is going, I don't have to do shit for my audience.
All right,
They're
exactly. So you're
here
part
to
of the
view.
problem,
Right.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
like,
I don't
but
care.
you're
But like,
you're
listen,
still the
because
MC.
I
And it
have
has
to be
to
very
sell you.
upfront because you've been speaking a
Wait.
million miles a
As you
minute,
say that,
and
as
like
you
I
say
have to
that,
get my words
as
in.
you say that, right? As you say that, why does your audience tell me that I gotta do shit for
Thanks for
them?
following. Wait, I
Like,
can't hear you.
why is
My
that fair?
my
Why
other
why
command.
does somebody in your audience tell me I have to do stuff for like them then, or some for other people? If you don't have to do shit
No,
for them,
they
why is
they
that I
didn't
can't be
ask
afforded the same
anything.
thing?
I asked you.
But look,
I
listen,
talking-
but listen.
So,
listen,
like,
I just
Another
Did
thing was
they not
I
get moved on
want
to?
to talk about something as simple as
All right,
black
hold on,
nationalism,
Scorpio,
but then we
because I said
dance
something
around the
very clear.
question and then just go, oh well, we're like way
Hold on,
more
Scorpio. We
advanced.
about to get lost,
That
Scorpio.
is
Hold on, give
indeed
it a second.
reductive. I'm just trying to
Ike,
ask a
Ike.
question.
All right, hold on. Give this a second, Ike. Right? This is a conversation supposed to be between me and you, right? So you asked me to show you some things. So I need you to do with your screen.
I didn't ask you
Look,
to show
listen,
me
listen,
things.
listen. Yes, you did.
I
You
asked
told me to
your
give you
opinion
definitions
on black nationalism.
No,
What are you
there is
talking
no
about?
opinion with me. There's no opinion. These are facts. These are what's going on with black people, right? I need you.
Fine.
That's what
But,
you
like,
should care
you've
about,
been
right?
Going
But
on
listen,
for like an hour, like talking, like nonstop, and I get it.
right?
But
what's
when
wrong?
I'm asking
You're
a direct
learning.
question,
Y'all don't know the
you're, like,
advanced
popping off
basics.
over nothing.
I'm not even
Like, what
angry.
is-
You're taking it that way. Stop taking it that way. Right?
What are
You're
you-
taking it in this direction. Like all I'm saying is, right? Like you have your own platform, right?
Okay.
You can show your audience
Okay.
this while I'm talking about it, so it
Okay.
gives them
So
more
then,
of a
what is the
visual to
purpose
engage
of this
with.
discussion then?
This discussion
Learn
is for
what
you
they-
to learn, right?
lesson.
If you're supposed to be learning
For
about
me to
black
learn.
nationalism,
Okay.
here,
So then
look,
if I ask you a question on what black nationalism is, then it's me, oh, you should just read then. So what is the point of me asking you?
well, look, we're gonna read it together, me and you, while we're on stream.
I
You can
didn't
do that
come
with
here
your
to
audience. Look,
read.
listen.
I came here
so
to
if you
ask
didn't come
you
here,
what you
so if look, listen. If you didn't come here to read, then what are you trying to do? Let's talk.
I'm trying
about
to
reading.
ask you.
Right, but when you're asking me, I read into this. So I'm going to show you the reading material, what I read, to give you a reference point
Okay.
on how I did the work. Like, it's literally working back with a math equation. That's what I'm doing with you. That's what we're doing together. If we're supposed to be doing this as a collective, if we're supposed to be collectively learning to, like, upend white supremacy, white hegemony, we got to do the work together. That means you got to use your platform as a means to show this information in context. I do this with my platform on a daily basis. We have an advanced understanding. Y'all need to understand a 101.
Yeah.
That means you have to go over the basics, which is reading.
Though, Bantu. I am
Yeah,
my
you're
own
not right, but
platform.
you have to.
So
that's
when
what I'm
I-
telling you.
when we-
Listen,
when
Ike,
regular
Ike, I'm not
humans have
finished, though, Ike.
conversations.
Ike,
Okay, go ahead,
but,
go ahead.
Ike, while you're having a conversation, you still can show this. You can show
No.
this. I can help
Dude,
you show this.
okay.
Literally.
Okay.
Literally,
But, like,
I can
but
help you
what-
out with this. Like we
have a
can, like this is the
conversation,
internet.
and I
I can
ask,
help
like,
you show this to
hey,
your audience. Like what
so then-
what platform are you using? I use OBS.
So then
right?
if we're
so with
talking
OBS,
about-
I take screenshots, and
So
what I
if
do
we're
is
talking
I
about
window
anime, right?
video.
Like, look, all right, just one second.
But hear me out,
If
though.
we're
Hear me out.
talking about,
I'm
we're
trying
talking
to. I'm
about-
trying to come to a solution to this issue, right? Like
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
can
that's
do. What you
the
can
point.
do is use your platform, right? But we're gonna like part of me telling you my perspective is you also seeing and showing, right? Because showing is telling. It's best to show more than you tell, right? So if I show you the work I'm looking at, if I'm showing the people I'm reading it to, after I done talked about it, right? What's the point of us discussing this, right? Because what better way to help people learn than actual see these people? To see Momia, to see Rashid that's still in jail, right? To see other political activists, to see actual black people who are advocating for reparations, actual black people who are providing a language for us to define our reality and provide counter narratives against white identity politics, right? Like, how else can you do that besides showing them these people who's doing this work and who's making these movements with your platform? My platform is dedicated to that. I do that every day on a daily basis. I get up and platform these people. I get up and show their videos and content. I organize it in a digestible manner with playlists so people can engage with it. So when I'm telling you to engage with my platform to check out these videos, it's very disingenuous because I already sent you videos of the content we make. And if you was really interested, like, to me, like, don't think about it. Don't, like, Hit Dogs is gonna holler, have emotional intelligence. Hear me out. Hit Dog is gonna holler, have emotional intelligence, right? If it don't apply to you, let it fly. But, like, at the end of the day, this is what I'm saying. This is just statements, right? Like, if you're gonna engage with this, I'm gonna need you to use your platform as a means to boost this content. Because you're talking to me, which is part of content in itself and documentation.
Okay, but
so
wait a
if I'm
minute.
talking
If
to you
we're
about
talking
this,
about anime,
like, you
right?
have to show
and
this.
then, like, if I ask, hey, what's your opinion on anime, or like this specific, this
I'm going to
specific
show you
anime,
the
right?
anime. I'm
You
going to show
wouldn't
you
tell me. You would not show me the entire, like, all the episodes, right? You would just go, oh,
yeah,
I think it's
would.
great.
What
How
you
I
mean?
think is because
Wait a minute, whoa.
what?
What you mean? What you mean? We
Your
can watch it
opinion
together.
on anime. That's not how people
no,
talk.
Hear me out. No, hear me out. If me and you are cool,
Like, what?
right? Because hear me out. if me and you are cool, because to me this is detached. So let's provide context as reality to make it more objective, to have more of a feel.
Yeah.
To it. If me or you are cool, because if me and you talking about anime personally, me as a person, and me and you talking about anime, we gotta be cool on some level. Right? 9 times out of 10, I was talking about, oh yeah, you know, I like this anime, you like that anime, y'all want to get together and chill. You get your audience, I get my audience. We sit here and watch One Piece. We sit here and watch Naruto. We come up with black nationalism. Look, hear me out. We come up with black nationalist. We come up with black nationalist perspectives and analysis on this media, on this content. Right? We talk about like the deeper meaning and how it relates to us personally. If you don't see it that way, I don't know how else to engage with you. If you're not moving like that, then I just told you, and but so many words.
Let's just stick on this example then. Okay?
But we're on the example. But look, I just used identity politics to give it a better feel. Yes, I did.
Yeah. I'm trying to explain my side to this. Okay, so look, if we're talking about anime, right? We're in the middle of a street, we're like on like a sidewalk, and I'm like, hey, what do you think about this anime?
If we're on the sidewalk, I'm not going to talk to you. Like, let's be real. Let's be real.
Let's just organize and have a viewing party with all of our friends. That doesn't happen.
Let's be real. In your hypothetical, I wouldn't even talk to you. I'd probably keep it moving and say, what's up? Right? Like, if I was outside walking as a real life person, if you see me in real life walking where I live, I would probably walk past you and say, what's up? Like, if you stop me to talk to me, that means I know you. I provided this context when I gave you my example, right? If I know you, I'm going to talk to you about definitely about anime. We must know each other. We must watch anime together. Like, I watched anime with Halfer. I watched anime with J100 amongst other people within our community. We literally had a Black History Month thing where we literally watched anime together as a collective. What are you doing?
Okay.
Not to like come at you like that, but you get what I'm saying? Like this.
Wait, hold on a second.
This is
you
what
said
we do as a community.
What am I doing?
This is what we do. No, I don't mean like have emotional intelligence. If it don't apply, let it fly. It's just this is just how I'm talking, right? Like
no.
This is
I
what
didn't
I'm saying.
hear you. Like
right, bro. I'm explaining to you. I'm just explaining to you. Like don't if it don't apply, let it fly. Have emotional intelligence. But like I said though, right? This is what we do as a community. So if me and you talking about anime, right? I gotta know you. If you on the street, you trying to talk to me about anime, I'm gonna look at you like you some weirdo. I'm like, what? You trying to talk to me randomly on anime? You didn't see and now it'd be different if I had cosplay on. If I had things that signified that I'm an anime fan, that I objectively wear on my body due to the commodification of Japanese culture, right? Like then that'd be different. But like it ain't gonna be like that because I don't have that money. I don't have wealth to even wear trinkets to even symbolize my allegiance to anime through the capitalist society, right? I don't have that. That's why I'm a black nationalist. This is why I advocate for black politics. This is identity politics.
Okay.
Like this is what you don't understand.
Ask a quick question then. So basically, if I were to like ask you like any question or like all right, so like if I were to give you reference points to your video or to maybe Scorpio's video, right? I have specific points and things that you guys have said that I've actually been very moved on. Now, if I ask you that and then you just go, well, you should watch the entire video, it becomes like this is a non-conversation.
I didn't say watch the entire video. I said engage with our platforms. I never said that. I said watch the content. Right? YouTube called what we document
What is
content.
this then?
This is content.
Is this not engagement?
This is engagement.
I mean,
yes.
right now,
but
this
you
is
still have
content.
to engage with us. But
Look
right. That's why I just explained. That's what I said. Yeah,
he
I
doesn't
get it.
understand you. His audience doesn't understand you. You sound ridiculous on his end and his audience end. This is basically like entertaining content right now. Like,
Right, but at the end of the day, Scorpio.
Even though I'm not really saying anything, he's even coming at me too.
Scorpio, hear me out, Scorpio. We have our own lunch table. We have our own narrative.
I know.
Okay, so let it ride. Let it ride. What happens, happens. We have our narrative. We document our experiences. So if there's a consistent pattern of behavior and a lack of engagement and interest, this is the empathetic fallacy in itself. Right? Like one narrative, one day I'm telling you about this is not going to change your mind. You have to have interest. You have to do the work every day. Hyperbolic time chamber. It's like being a vegan. You got to do it every day. It's a daily process. It's not funny. It's a lifestyle. We're real life people who's real life oppressed. It's not funny. This is why your audience like you. This is why they gravitate.
But here's something I want to ask.
Wait, Scorpio, wait. So this is my whole thing,
All
right?
right.
Like, why your platform? I'm not even hating, but like objective through like numbers and analytics. Only got 5 people
Shoot.
watching me. You got 17 and counting people watching you, and you're making fun of the literal lives that we live, of the literal work that we do, of things that
What?
we're trying to
Yo,
do despite
I'm
having
making
nothing.
fun of you?
No, but
You
to me you
haven't
laughing.
even
But
this-
listen.
to
You
me-
laughing.
to
But
you,
you laughing
right?
on
So,
stream.
like,
No,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
to me.
you.
Yeah, but you laughing on stream, your audience really
Yeah,
disagrees with
because
us.
it's funny that you're saying that this is entertainment content when you've been making entertainment content. I've
No,
asked you
I haven't
one
been
question.
making. No, I'm an
One
entertainer,
question,
but
and
like
you
the content I
go
make
off.
in regards to my
Off of
impression is genuine
nothing.
and true. Like, keep in
It is
mind, what I'm
ridiculous.
trying to explain to you is this, right? Like you said, you ain't got to do nothing with your platform when it comes to showing your platform what work goes on.
Yeah.
That means when you
I
say
don't-
that,
I want to.
okay,
but
if
when
you want to,
say-
we
okay,
can do
sorry.
that right now. We can do that right now while we're talking. We can do that. They're not watching my stream. They're watching your stream. That means you have to show your audience. That's etiquette. Definitely, if you respect me, we're talking to each other as equals, trying to help our community, right? Or is this funny to you?
It's
Is-
like
is this
okay.
entertainment?
You know what? Since you've accused me and my
I'm
audience
not
of being
accusing you.
certain
I'm
way,
not accusing you, but
I'm
it's
gonna tell you
innately
exactly
Eurocentric.
why this is extremely fucking funny. Okay, you know what's funny? When I ask you a direct question, and
Well, I'm muting you. Like, I ain't got time for like. But you see what's going on, Scorpio, right? Like, you see how this works. Hold on, let me deafen him so he can hear what God said. But you see how
I
this
already
works,
know
right?
this is going to be the way it will go.
Right. I knew this too, but I still tried to engage in good faith. Like out of all that I've been talking this whole entire time, you can't engage with none of that, but you still want textbooks definitions of black nationalists. Nah, but you want a clip. You want me to say it out my mouth. That's why I say engage with my platform, engage with the content, engage with the people who's actually
I didn't
doing
even
the
get
work.
to ask my
I'm
question.
dropping names, I'm dropping organizations. I got people who all connected.
Hold up.
And like,
Since
even though I
y'all-
can't do
since-
much and I ain't got
Since
wealth
y'all
of
got
money,
y'all
it's like,
thing
what
out
else
there, I
can
want
I
to ask
do?
my question. I want to ask my question now.
Well, I'm muting him. You talking to him?
No, I unmuted. Ike.
No, definitely.
No, I unmuted.
No,
I got
like,
something I want to ask Ike.
leave him like don't talk like I'm just trying to like I don't know what he need to do, but even him trying to frame us as angry, like I'm not angry.
I know
about
that's the thing right now.
But
But I
he's
have
doing
a
it
question.
intentionally. Like this is what's Eurocentric and
I know
anti-black.
he is. I know Bantu. I know he is. We both know this.
All right, well I'm about
I have
to
a
unmute
question
him.
I
You can
wanna
talk
ask
to him
you.
if you want to.
no, yeah. Like your content
I mean, he
was like
doesn't
banned on
know.
Destiny's server, right? So like I wanted to explain like, hey, why is it banned? I don't think
I
it was that
explained.
bad. I wanted to
I
explore
explained
it.
why.
Bantu,
But
no,
then you're cutting me
no.
off. Like yeah. If I can just explain what I mean here is like, if I don't talk to you about your content and you just expect me to just do my own research, make my own interpretations, then this conversation is pointless. I'm trying to find a starting point where we can discuss the things that you've said, explain things, and maybe elaborate a little bit so that people have a better understanding. We can move further into the conversation. But if we just dive into activism, there's no base of the conversation here.
But if you want to engage with my, if you want to listen,
Bantu,
but no,
he's not
wait,
gonna-
Scorpio.
I watch your videos. Like, what
give me
else
a
do you want me to
second.
do?
Scorpio, give me a second. If you
I'm not even
want to
saying
talk,
anything.
if you want to talk on my show, I don't mind talking about that. But I would recommend you taking time out of your life to show your audience the video. I will consent to you using my
so
video.
is this
Yeah,
me
I've been
not
telling you
showing
that
my
the whole
audience your
time.
video?
Show
So
the
that's what
audience
you're
so they
upset
know the
about, but you're not
context.
mad though.
I'm not upset or mad.
Okay,
You framing it that
I
way.
didn't. I didn't.
Like tone down your language, sir. I don't know how else to
Like,
tell you that.
I wanna
But
ask
like
you a
what I'm
question,
explaining
but
to you
y'all
is
two got caught up
this:
in
show
all
your
this.
audience the
Yeah.
work. Like I'm
You
not
hear
your
me,
mule.
right?
I
Yeah,
linked
yeah,
in my
yeah.
platform. I linked in
So
the
what I want to ask
definition.
you is, after this whole little debacle, because I barely said anything. That's the funny part. Like,
Yeah.
you've been basically saying y'all too big, but I'm like, I haven't really said anything. I ain't start the
I said
conversation.
you guys.
This was between you and Bantu.
Your
I can't hear you
content
like that.
is
Hold
what I'm
up.
referring
You
to.
loud? I'm gonna have to turn you up.
Oh
talk now.
wait, hold on a second.
Yeah,
You
you
can't
kind
hear
of
me?
quiet, but I turned you
Oh
up.
shit, my bad, dude. So
That's
no,
fine. That's fine.
no. I'm saying I appreciate your content. I'm not grouping you together in the things that you say. Sorry if I did.
No, like,
but, like,
that's how I
yeah.
interpret things. Like when you was saying y'all too big,
Okay.
I was like, I ain't say anything. I've been mute the entire time.
Yeah,
listening
no.
to y'all
I'm not
talk.
trying to come at you. My bad if I did. Again, apologies.
Okay,
but
we
like,
clear that up then. All right, cool.
yeah.
So I want to
No.
ask you something.
But like, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
After this whole little like debacle and whatnot, is your audience still going to look into like this stuff?
Yes, yes. I wanted
No,
to have this conversation so that we can have a base on where to
I
start
mean
here.
not you, your audience,
Yeah.
not you specifically. Because
Yes.
we may not. I mean, you may know some people in your audience. I don't necessarily know the relation between you and your audience, and people in
Yeah.
there. But like, will some of them look into this stuff? Like after this thing is over, will they go off your stream and read into it? Like not necessarily read a book, because sometimes there are stuff that you have to pay for, and some people don't necessarily have the time for that. Like, will they try to look into it and find out on their own? Will they have the interest to look and find out
Yes.
stuff even after
Do you?
this whole thing is done?
Okay. May I answer? So like,
Yeah.
do you know what would enable them to do so? If there was a precursor, if there was a discussion. So like every time I have someone on, right? Like say for like trans rights, right? Like I've had someone on trans rights, right? There have been people sending me sources in my Discord going, "Hey, what about this? Look at this article. Look what I found." And I have a channel in my Discord called the Lefty Database that I've started to upload these sources and upload these articles to, so more people in my community can be more informed. But the one thing that enables them to look up these subjects and have an interest is when I have a discussion with someone about it. So this isn't a hit piece. This isn't a gotcha contest. This is literally just me going, "Hey, you guys make some good ass fucking content that I agree with, that's out of the
Well,
norm,
like,
that's been pushed aside by what you consider the
I
Eurocentric left and the communities that I've once been a part of. Do you like to elaborate on some of these points? Because maybe I can even dive even deeper than I've already done, because I did my research before I came in here out of respect from you two, because you make the content. But we've been stuck on this one point of what is black nationalism, and that I have to do the
no,
work. I
I've
have to
been
show my
I'm already
audience that
aware. If you haven't
video.
looked at the
yeah.
chat, when you was asking that question, I already knew why you even asked that question in the first place.
Why?
For you, as you
Oh,
have
hold on a
engaged with the
second.
content,
My bad. Say it again.
I already know why you asked that question in the first place. You haven't been keeping up because I've been muted, but I've been kind of texting. So I know why you asked
Why'd I
that
ask?
question, because you wanted to explore the ideas in the content itself. You wanted to try to talk about the stuff that we discuss in the content. Is that right?
Yes. How is
Okay.
that different from
Well, look,
talking
look.
I
about the
mean, there's
Can I
concepts
nothing
say
in
my
there?
different.
part,
That's just what it is,
Scorpio?
isn't
Can
it?
I say my part?
I
Give me a
mean,
second.
It's not
no,
right.
but this
All right.
isn't.
So
You
can I
interpret
say
it
my
as a
part?
negative, like,
Wait.
point,
Can
because it's just
can
pointing out
can I
what
say
happened.
something real quick? Right.
No.
Like if
I'm
you're
trying to
listen, hear me
go
out.
down the
Hear me out.
topics that you guys have talked about
Hear me
in
out.
said issues and then
I
elaborate on them
I
further. Like that's
I
what brings
And I'm
about
just
the
saying that the
discussion.
reason you asked the question was because you was curious
Come
about the
on.
ideas discussed in the
Like,
content.
hello. Can I speak real quick?
Yeah,
Right. Since
That's
yeah.
this was
literally
supposed
what
to be
I
a
Why?
said.
conversation with me. Wait, can I say
Yeah.
something real
So
quick?
like,
Right.
That's what
Since this is
happened.
supposed to
That's
be
it's not.
since
what
this is
is the
supposed to be a
problem
conversation with
here,
me.
though?
Wait,
Like,
There
what
is
is
no
wait,
that
problem.
different?
hold
See,
on,
no,
hold
that's
on.
the problem. You interpret it as a problem. There was no
Hello.
problem. It's just pointing out what happened.
Yeah, no, but
Hello.
you just kind of
Wait a minute.
framed that
Hold
as
on.
like I
See,
wasn't
like,
keeping
I
up.
don't.
This
this
is
is
the
what we're not
real
about to
reason
do.
why I asked that. So like, how's that
I
different from what I
don't.
said?
That's what you interpret. Why you interpret that?
Okay, so can I
Oh,
say
I think
something
you
real
got
quick?
muted.
Yeah, I muted him. Right.
Yes.
So can we do it
Say
this
something
way?
now.
If you want to
Hello?
engage with my content,
You got muted.
since this is
But-
your
Oh, I got
audience,
muted.
Yeah.
right?
Now
Since
I'm asking you. Why did you
since
interpret it as
yeah,
that?
hold
Well,
on.
because you
Like,
framed it as, "Oh, why did you ask that question?" I explained, and
see,
you
I
said,
don't like
"No,
this shit. I just don't
I
like
know
this shit.
why
How did
you
the
asked
framing
that
go to you?
question."
Like, how
It's
did I
that
frame it?
sidebar
Because
shit.
when I'm talking, the way I interpret it is that I'm just saying that this is what happened, and like everything is getting chaotic and whatnot, and I just been like trying to keep up with stuff, and I'm going back to here because you said that I was asking Bantu what Black nationalism is, and Bantu is giving you this point. I understand why you even asked the question. My purpose here is to tell you that I already know why you asked the question. I'm just making it clear and communicating why I even said that. If you at least know why I understand why you asked the question, at least you understand that I get why you did it. But you interpret it
Okay,
and think that the
that's
framing
fine.
is that like it's negative or it's just trying to make you look bad. I'm like, that's the problem though.
No,
No,
that's
hold
not
up.
what I
No,
was
this is
framing.
not. This is not about. This is going off to like other people. When you're talking, sometimes people interpret it that way. So like
Yeah.
when I'm saying something, people come at me in a certain way. I'm like, I don't know what you're mad about. I didn't really do anything. I just kind of said to say it. And like what you mean is like, well, imagine you don't know that the stop sign's up the street. I'm just telling you the stop sign's up the street. You didn't know. It's like, oh, like, yeah, that's why you asked the question, right? Like, is there a stop sign on the street? And you like, you didn't know, so I answered the question. That's it. Like, there's nothing else to it. But people think deeper into it. And I'm like, I don't know why you're doing that. But the fact that you think that you thought that is like, why? Maybe because like we declined to have the conversation in the first place. Maybe you're thinking, maybe that influenced you to think that maybe they're going to frame you a certain way.
No,
Maybe you
no,
came
no,
in
no.
like with that.
So if I
Not,
can
you
just
didn't.
say something on that, I was very disappointed when you declined to have the conversation, and that's what I know. I'm not sure if that's true or whatever, because I
Like
feel that,
me
yeah,
specifically.
yeah, 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 because
Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
because
making it clear to you that is true. That is true. I did.
okay, yeah, yeah, no, no, and I totally get it because I really feel that there's some preconceived notions that I don't know, maybe that you guys may have had about me, or my
I
audience,
mean, it's really for
etc.
me, not Bantu.
Okay, well, from
I can
you,
speak for
because
myself, but
it's
you know,
unfortunate
nobody
because I'm
wants to
fairly
talk.
new to Twitch. I get tons of people in my chat. I argue with my chat. I try to clear things up, and one thing that I wanted to clear up very specifically was the concept of Black nationalism
Right.
and some of
And
the
I said,
topics
let's
that
engage with the
you
content.
and Bantu actually really care about. So, like, my
Right.
intentions are very pure here. I've been very honest and very forthcoming. So I'm just very concerned about, like, when I ask a very specific question, and then like Bantu would go off the gun and go for like 15 minutes, and then
About
it
other
just comes
stuff and
off.
then answer your question, right? Then answer
Yeah,
your
it
question.
just comes off
But
as
I
very
did though. You
antagonistic, and
just
I
no,
did
I
not
did
want
answer your
that
question.
to go
You
this way.
just
I
this ain't
like
the
his
answer.
content.
Right.
So
You
like,
trying to frame
I'm
me in a
sorry, I
certain
don't know
manner. I'm
pronouns.
sorry.
Is it they them? Is it him? I'm sorry.
They, he, him, they.
Okay,
See?
leave them him. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't want
Fuck
to
shit.
misgender anybody, but like, I'm really trying to like build a
Meanwhile,
bridge
nobody
here,
wants to
and
talk
like
and
I
hear what I
don't
have to
know
say.
where to go from here.
It's
Unfortunately, I don't know. Maybe I
easy.
give off the wrong impression or
It's
something,
easy.
Well,
I can
I just
show
kind of
but
you.
want
I
to
don't know.
understand like what did my framing like do? Like how did I frame it? Because right now you may not be feeling like that anymore, but like why do you even feel like I was framing it that way?
Well, no, how I feel that you're framing that way because you asked me, why did I ask that question? And then I said I explained it, and then you emphasize like, well, no, I know
Oh,
why
I
you
said
answered
that.
that.
I don't
Yeah.
remember asking why you asked that question. I don't know what question I was referring to anyway.
Yeah, I thought you were trying to find the significance of why I asked said question, as if like I was being
I think you
bad
asked
faith or
something
something like
else,
that.
and then I guess I was coming from that. But like everything was getting chaotic, so maybe like you was interpreting something different. I was asking about a different question. Not about like why you asked about Black nationalism. Not about that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe one goes back and repeats.
Yeah.
Like, what
Well,
he
look,
said.
Scorpio, if there's one thing that I have to say, because I really feel that this conversation's kind of led into an area where I don't think
Obviously,
Bantu.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do
yeah.
know
I
I
don't
saw it
feel that
coming,
way.
right?
I don't feel
Like,
that
Yeah,
way.
I
I
know,
don't.
but like,
I don't
listen.
feel
how
that
it was
way.
going because I
This
knew
is what
you
you
wanted to
making
have the
it
question
into.
answered.
You making
But
it
Bantu
that.
basically telling you that if you watch the content, engage with the content, you should know. And I was like,
But he can show his
I didn't
audience
Yeah,
know.
on his stream.
yeah.
Listen,
Well, look,
listen,
listen.
And your
listen to
chat's
me.
also
You.
like not
Listen,
understanding what
listen
we're
to
saying
me.
either.
Listen
Yeah,
to
look,
me.
look. All
Listen,
right, ready?
listen.
I love my
Can y'all
chat.
listen
Fuck my
to
chat
me? Like, can y'all
right
listen
now.
to
All right,
Bantu
it's
I
real
know, I
you.
know,
quick?
fuck your
But
chat,
like,
And
but like,
real
so,
shit
the
though.
yeah,
point
but
about your
like,
chat
look,
is like,
You know
what I'm
what?
saying
I hate
about your
this
chat
shit.
is like, more of, I don't feel insulted. It's more of like what I see is this is what we're
Hello.
talking about when it comes to these spaces. Like,
right.
Can I?
and they
So,
may
Can
not
I say
understand what
something
we
real
mean
quick?
by that, but there's like it's pretty complicated.
Hello.
right. But like, I just wanted to say
I hear you,
something.
Bantu.
Oh,
All
okay,
right. So
okay.
my thing
Go
is
ahead.
this, right? Like, if he want to engage with my content, he have his own platform, right? So with his
Okay.
platform, he can show his audience the content for context. Then we discuss it. That is a proper way of doing things. So
I've
for
seen
anything
the
other than
content.
anything, and then when I ask him to do that, he said I don't gotta do shit with my platform. That's disingenuous. I
It's
asked
not
you.
disingenuous. I'm being
Yes,
very
to show
honest.
your
I don't have to show them,
but if
but
you don't
I've
have to
already
show your
watched it.
audience, then where's the if you but yeah you watched it, but watch it with your audience. If you're going to platform
Why?
this, if you want to, because you want to
This isn't
discuss this.
business. This is
They're
me
trying. No,
talking to
listen,
you guys.
but listen, we're
You want
still
promo.
talking.
This is
We're still
weird.
talking, but like you acting like
And that is
you acting.
fine.
But
But
listen,
you've been
hear me out
talking
though.
for like
Hear me out
20
though.
minutes straight. I'm sorry. I'm going to speak when I'm going to speak. Okay.
Right. Well,
I
you're going to
respect
speak
you,
when you're going to
but when
speak, and
you
I'm
do
still going to
that,
have my stance.
it's
If you should still
and
be able to
that's
show your
fine.
audience.
And that
Like
is
I
totally
understand
fine.
clearly what you're
But
saying.
like,
I understand
what
clearly
you're
what you're saying about your
yeah.
platform. But if me and you are going to talk and have a discussion about this, I prefer for you to show your audience so they know the context, not just you. This is an art that you doing with your audience as a collective because they invest in you, they watching you. So they're going to need somebody to teach them and show them. The better way to show is to show them the shit that you watched. So we can watch it together. I consent to you watching and showing my content. I have a platform
Right.
that's collectivized of other black people who really doing the work, who's really
How do
connected
you
to the movements.
how
I
do you
have it
feel right now? How do you
collectivized.
feel right now?
Okay, so if I can just
How do you
comment
feel right
here.
now, Ike? How do you
That's
feel
what I'm saying. Show your
So
audience,
right
but
now,
you
I
say you ain't
feel
got to show your
incredibly
audience shit.
disappointed. So I feel incredibly disappointed. One, because I had a lot of good things to say about you and Scorpio, but right now we've been caught up in this. Why are you asking this question when you could just show the content? Something that I very much disagree with because I'm asking you for context. I'm asking you
Right,
for the
but
video.
shouldn't you?
It
But
is
shouldn't
it
you?
is it is different. But just wait. So it is different, right? If like you would have like told me, hey, before you ask me any questions about my content, like while we were DMing, you know, you
Right,
should
but like,
watch the whole
how
thing
much of a
with your Twitch
conversation?
audience first.
Right,
I
right,
watched
but
it
like,
already,
listen,
so I'm asking
hear
for
me out
context.
though. Hear me out though. I just asked you on stream, and you said you ain't got to show your audience shit. That's disrespectful.
Yeah. No,
I
no,
asked
no,
you.
no,
hold
That's
up,
I asked you.
honest.
hold up.
I don't.
Right.
Hold up,
Well,
hold
if
up,
you're
I
going to be
really
honest, well, if
Go
you're
ahead.
going to
Hold
be
up, I
honest in that manner,
when,
then fuck it.
When I interpret you saying that, it was more about like you don't have to do anything for your audience.
Right, I'm not your
Am I
mule.
right?
No. I don't have to baby them. I'm just here, like I encourage them to, but they're not going to
It
do
came
everything that
from
I
like
want.
how I'm trying to like phrase this better. Like what I'm trying to say is when you said that, for me, at least from my perspective, it came from when you was being pointed out that you have to educate your audience and you have to like I don't have to do shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
That's
that's
no.
what I'm trying to clear up right now.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe
like,
I can clarify that, right? Yeah. I totally get it, right? And I see how that can be interpreted as like a we don't respect your fucking content. No. What I'm trying to say is that I literally
No, that's not what it
do
came.
not.
That's not how I interpret it. I don't know. Why don't you
Okay.
interpret it like
All right. I'll
Yeah.
stop assuming. All right. So like, look. So
I mean, that's the point of clarifying though.
I
Because you interpret like that, and I just tell you like, nah, that's not. And
all
move
right.
on from
But
there.
like, I don't have to. Like the one thing that I'm trying to say is that I'm here to meet both of you, ask you about your content or whatever, plug it so my audience could see. It's already in my Discord. They know to go and click on it, and they're actually looking you guys up while we're speaking, right? There's multiple people in my community. There's people who are regulars. There are people that just hop in. There are people that hop in and say real stupid ass shit. But like, I can't speak for them. I can only do my best to educate them, and the best way to
Right.
do
The
that,
best
from
way
what
to do
I
is
No,
to
no,
show it
no.
to
Like,
them.
no, you may
Show
misunderstand the
it.
point about the
hold on.
audience.
Just let
The
me
best
make
way to
this
show
just,
it.
just one
Show it to
second.
them.
No. The best way is by discussion, right?
No,
Videos are always going to
no.
be there. I have
No,
to ask you personally.
we can show them. You can show you can frame this. It's called
Okay,
framing.
all right,
Narrative
all right.
narrative storytelling,
that
right?
is-
You
that
can
is
frame
absolutely
this.
fine.
Like, look, this is content. You can frame this, which means, right? You can show them like how news do it. Like news been doing this. This is industry practice, efficacy, right? Like you can show them like, oh, what's up, y'all? You know, after I ask you, can you show? You be like, you know what? This might provide a better context to my audience since they might not know the events like you do. Let me show them your content. Then we see the content, rather it's a clip of it, 5 seconds of it, however to make it digestible for your people, right? And then we can discuss different aspects, different parts.
It would have been great if you told me that before we had this
No,
conversation.
but that's what I've been explaining to you the whole time. But you said you ain't got to do shit. When you said
yeah,
you made
I
that
don't,
statement,
and I fucking stand by that.
Right.
All
And
right.
if you stand by that, you're part of the fucking
if,
problem.
If you would have
That's
told
just it.
me before the conversation, I would have done so.
Right.
But since you did not, I watched it myself.
Right, but
and I
you
want to
know
have a
why?
conversation.
But you know
with
why?
you.
You know why I
I'm
didn't
not
assume?
here to
But keep
boost
in mind.
your
Keep in
content.
mind. Keep in mind. Keep
All right.
in mind.
I'm here
keep
to
in mind.
review it and
Aight.
talk to you.
Aight, keep in mind. Keep in mind.
What is this
that
right now?
I
What is
came in-
this?
Aight,
I have
aight,
no
keep-
clue.
Wait,
What are we
wait,
even talking
Scorpio,
about?
Scorpio, wait. Ike, keep in mind. I came into this I didn't assume nothing about you. I didn't assume. So I assume y'all would know the events or that you go over this with your audience enough to know. But if you don't know, then I'd rather you go through the same process I did to learn and come to the conclusions I did. And I would explain to you the nuances of that. I will explain to you if there's any misinterpretation with my content, with things that I say. I will clarify that, and I would rather you show your audience. I'm telling you that now.
Well,
Right?
you know what would have been great if you would have answered my question on what you believe Black nationalism was.
I did
'cause that's
answer it though.
something
I did
that
answer it.
you
I
have
answered
talked
it. It
about.
just I answered it. It's just not in the way that
No,
you want to
you
digest.
refused
Yes,
to
no, I
answer
did.
it.
No, I answered
You
it. You just
refused
not.
to.
No,
You
I answered
said,
it. No,
look
I
at
answered.
Wikipedia. That's a lazy ass fucking answer. And
No,
like
but
I've
no,
really been
that's not.
trying, but this is
That's not. You
so
know what?
goddamn annoying.
You know
Like
what? This is
like
getting unhealthy.
what is this
I'm gonna see you
conversation?
later. I'm gonna see you later. Like you
Yeah,
said, you stand by
I
what you
fully
said.
agree. This
I
was
will
a
talk to you
Wait.
another
complete
Who's
shit
time.
leaving?
show.
It's like,
Enjoy,
who's leaving?
I have
enjoy
to
your
say,
day. Well,
I
I'm
don't care
leaving.
whether
I
I'm
can
kicked,
keep
whether
talking.
you leave. That's
I
the
can. I'm not kicking you. That's you problem. Like
that's cool.
I don't
Yup,
have
you
no I
problem.
don't
It's
have no
me
bad blood with
problem.
this. But like if we're
Yup.
gonna engage with me again, I'd rather you show your audience the content. Okay,
Yep, sure.
that's it.
Next time
That's it.
preface me, all right? You go
That's
DM me
it.
that.
That's it. Okay,
That's
well,
it.
that's it. I'm done.
That's
You
it,
can talk.
baby.
You can talk to Scorpio if you want to, but I'm done. That's it. If you want to engage with me, show your audience the content. If not, then
Definitely
that's it.
will. Cheers.
That's a you problem. You can talk Scorpio if you want to. I mean, y'all was talking
Cool.
already.
Well, I'm just gonna let I'm
Man.
just gonna end on one last word. All right. Did not expect for this to actually happen. I'm just gonna just say this. I'm gonna say this and then I'm out. Okay, I promise. So, Scorpio, I know that one thing that you and Bantu are on the lookout about, right? Which is anti-blackness, the Eurocentric left, and how a lot of black leftist content creators are portrayed and their ideas. I wanted to explore that further. All right. Now, if this
I did
was
not know that was
about
gonna be the conversation.
right,
I
and
mean,
I
I
totally
wasn't
get
even
it.
intending to participate, but it got really out of hand.
I know, and it's unfortunate because I wanted you to participate. I like your guys' content. I cannot say that enough. However, the
Well,
problem
one
is,
thing
well,
you
okay,
felt
But
like
you
you
ain't gotta
have
show
preconceived
shit.
notions.
How you
okay,
like us, but
alright,
you don't want to
alright.
show us to
I
your
don't care.
audience.
I
That's
am
double speak.
done talking to you, Bantu. I'm really
That's
fucking
Oh
done.
double
my
speak.
god.
Like, listen,
That, you
look,
can
look, look,
leave.
look,
Hold
look,
up,
look.
I'm just
Last
You
this
can
one,
leave.
and I'm out
this is a
because
waste
this
of
is
time right now.
completely,
This
this
is
is
like a really
ridiculous.
big waste
Yeah,
of time.
absolute waste of fucking time. All right,
Oh
I
my
wish you
god.
guys the absolute best. Okay, keep doing up what you're doing. But one thing that can help is if you explain or defend your fucking positions. It looks absolutely
But you ain't
incredibly
gotta show
fucking
shit to
lazy.
your audience. But
Oh my
Goodbye.
god.
you ain't gotta show shit to your audience though. Like this is what I'm
She
saying. Like
left. She's gone.
I don't care. I'm streaming on my own Scorpio. You forgot? Like I got my
I
own
did.
narrative. Right. Like I don't care what nobody say. I show my audience the work. That's what we do. That's what define our experiences. We screenshot. We show shit. So when you don't want to show your audience shit, that's disingenuous. We have to put that precedence down now. This is our criticism of Eurocentric left. They don't have to show their audience shit because they did the work. No, you got an audience. You an influencer. You're on this platform making content from this. This is efficacy. Okay, yeah, I didn't warn you in advance. I told you on stream, and you retorted in that manner. That's disrespectful. Because now you're undergirding what our process is. I would tell you if you watch the content. Like, we have all the time in the world, obviously, or until he's done, to see the video and, rather it's 5 seconds, 5 minutes, right? And then talk about it. If somebody's have a problem, if somebody have an issue, right, we can stop it and discuss it. This is what I've been saying the whole time. That's what he's not trying to hear. And it's like, I have to do the work for your audience, but your audience got to watch my content. You support us, you like our content, but you don't want to promote it. There's a lot of people content I promote on this motherfucker with my platform alone. This is my platform. That's what I do with it. This is why they're the Eurocentric left, because they're not trying to big up any other voices in the black community. They're literal gatekeepers. They're not accomplices. Not even allies. It's performative at best.
I'm understanding from your point of view right now, what you wanted, because I already know this is how it always is. You wanted him to watch your content on his stream, so his audience already knows who your positions are without you having to come on stream and explain it to them.
Right, event shit.
Because it's like, why even
It's
waste the time
framing.
with this
It's
stream?
framing. That's how a narrative works. Right.
You can just watch the content if you want to understand already. And he doesn't seem to understand that, and says, can you just ask me a question, like they will understand it. I didn't get to really say that. Why does your audience need for a discussion to be had about black nationalism? What if they just hear about it randomly?
Right. Because if you talk to them about this, we wouldn't have to discuss this. We could talk about how
that's what I was trying to basically point out, because he's like, I'm like, look, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about.
But he's not going to get that because he's a part of the Eurocentric left. That's his audience, though. This is why he's in bad faith, because that's his audience. He didn't
understand. He's like, yeah, I'm like, no, they won't. Like, no, they don't do that necessarily. Like, why do you need us to talk and discuss it for you guys to be interested?
We gotta spoon feed your audience.
You can find out on your own. Like, when people were talking about this, talking about anything, I look it up automatically. Like, I see some news story on Twitter, I go and look into it. I found out about stuff.
And
I
you
see
know what's
some
even odd? The
notification.
odd part is
I
that
look
we
into
have
it.
resources. We have resources to this.
In the
Right?
server,
This
yeah.
is what we do. This is what we do. So it's
So like that's what I was trying to point out. He was like, he doesn't understand.
I'm
Like,
doing the work.
you may not understand about your audience, that your audience comes from this sort of thing, and maybe you may be influenced by it as well yourself. So like,
Right.
you may not understand that. Like, why do they need us to discuss it for them to be interested? Like, so wait, we're trying to get people
Think
to
about
care
it.
about
There's a
us.
disparity. He could get 20 views doing the shit he doing, but while we're showing the work, we're bigging up other black content creators. We only get like little smaller views, no little notoriety.
If you're
despite-
not aware
but
about black
Scorpio, hear me
nationalism,
out.
you can.
The problem is
you
part
can
of the
look
problem
into
because.
it.
Think about it. It's people like him who are gatekeepers to our content. So when the content you make is influential enough to cause a lot of media and content to be made within this space, but nobody talks about you and what you did and your influences, that's how the anti-blackness, the erasure begins. This is casual anti-blackness and racism. This is why he's disingenuous and dishonest when he's not trying to engage with the narrative and frame it in this manner and say he support us, but he don't want to show his audience because he don't got to show his audience shit. And he was awarding events. So if he was warned in advance, what you was going to say no anyway? What you was going to disagree? Because if you would have disagreed, I wouldn't have came on. If you would have played a hypothetical out, right? This is what I'm saying. This is why he's disingenuous. This is why this is why I say it's Eurocentric and innately anti-black, because there's nothing wrong with discussing black nationalism, but I came in with good faith, assuming that you somewhat knew about black nationalism, and since you were
He
into
doesn't
our
understand
content,
why his
you
audience was saying that Wikipedia is not a good source, and I was like, I'm trying to point out that Wikipedia is basically like a whole collection of sources underneath it, and what y'all don't realize is you're not utilizing Wikipedia to its full potential. You think that one person's looking at what's said on Wikipedia and just no, you actually can fact check it by looking into the references. Because there's numbers on top of it. There's always numbers on top of everything in Wikipedia, so you can just look into it and see if it's true by looking into those numbers. Sometimes there's a link provided with it, so I'm looking at them like, bro, you can easily look into it. Like, how you think I found out about the Iran sending with the USA when it came to 9/11? Because Wikipedia. Like, I have a whole source on its own from way back time machine that shows that. But it's like, you know how I found it? Wikipedia. It's like, how you do that? I'm like, bro, you just go to the fucking number and reference. But y'all don't know how to use it. Y'all know how to use it like on like CNN articles or this or that.
You know what kind of makes me
literally
like
links to other articles and other stuff. Y'all not resourceful. Y'all kind of suck at that.
What makes it sus is the fact that really makes it sus is that I have my own platform. I do this too. I live stream. So I actively show my audience. So I know the process of what it takes to put a window on screen and to have a picture and like sit by quietly and watch the video with the audience and then have, discuss that based on what the audience need, because this is content for your audience to watch. So I'm not going to like spoon feed this shit to them. We can actually work this out and work out solutions. I gave him solutions, rather it's for Mamiya, rather it's raising money for reparations, about us coming together. So I came to him
guys,
about
if
how
y'all
we
want
can
to understand
collaborate.
black nationalism, you can literally watch Malcolm X on YouTube explain in like 2 minutes.
That too. Like
guys,
people,
it's not. Guys, I posted so many times and
like,
people don't engage with it.
But
It's like there's so much shit on there. Like, you can find it, man. It's not hard.
There's black content creators like Afro Flicks and stuff like that who actually have pages with John Henry Clark and talks with Byron Rustin and talks with James Baldwin. All of this is online, so this is content too.
There's
as
also
well as long as documentation
too, like not Wikipedia, but there's other sources that talk about black nationalism and the other forms of it. So I'm like, why don't you not know? Like, you can find stuff and you haven't looked into it.
But hear what he said, Scorpio. He don't got to show his audience shit. He ain't got to show them shit.
Yeah.
So if he ain't got to
So when we're,
shit, then
so like,
that's
I need y'all to
shit.
understand what it's like to make a video talking about something, and then somebody that's interested is like, okay, explain all of it on stream. It's like, no, we have a video for it. You can watch that video instead, because like
I look at
that
it
was
like
me.
this. I look at it like this. If you can sit there on your live stream and make it zoom in so you can clearly see your face as you're making word faces as I'm discussing things, you clearly framing things to your audience in a way to make me look like I'm unhinged
body
and
language.
stuff like that.
That's why I was like,
So,
why are you laughing?
right.
This is
Like,
funny.
I'm watching his stream.
Entertainment type content. I
Right.
don't think he understood that. I was
watching
like,
his stream. I
you're
was
basically like
seeing his
making a
reaction in
locale
real
out of
time.
Bantu, bro. You're making Bantu into a locale. Your audience is playing into that too. So like
Right.
basically your idea of Bantu is a ridiculous, stupid motherfucker. Like that's basically your idea of Bantu.
Right, and that's
like,
all
that's
they've
what
been
your audience
doing. To me, like that's
So like
anti-black and
he
that's
didn't get it. He
Eurocentric.
didn't get it. And I'm like, bro, that's what you're doing right now. Like the way that white leftists treat Nazis, that's what you're doing right now to Bantu. Like That's just how white leftists treat other black nationalists. How they treat other radical black people. They
Now,
do this.
he's crazy. I love your work. I agree with you, but I'm not going to show your content. I ain't got to show my audience.
Yeah, like that's the
audience
perception
shit.
now. That's
How
the
you
perception
support
now.
me? How you support me then if you don't want to show your audience shit? Oh, because we didn't talk about it prior. So we talked about prior. What were you going to disagree? So how you support me?
He didn't get it. He didn't get what I was trying to say at all. But that's fine though. He didn't get it.
Is that how you support me?
It did get combative though. It really did.
I mean, yeah, but I can move past that, right? We ain't gotta be friends to work together for black unity. Like, that's maturity. We should be mature enough to understand that. We ain't gotta be best friends. As long as we understand and get things done for the collective, it don't matter if this is just the character arc. This is just the moment in time. It's not gonna be us to the end and the beginning, right? But Ike Sosa's clearly don't want to.
I need people to think of, like, what do you think we learned about black nationalism? You think we had somebody on YouTube to give us their point of view? We had to learn on our own. Be real about it.
So the fact that we exist to even extend, like, to talk to them, it's like we're doing that so we can make it easier for y'all, and y'all still like, please scoop it and feed it into our brains. And it's like, okay, I'll scoop it and feed it into your brains, but show your audience this content. I ain't gotta show you shit. So what are you defending?
Something related, because since it's all done now, because I wasn't even planning to really involve my, like, y'all know, like, communism, anarchism, socialism, this is the same thing for all that too. Like, they don't understand, like, people actually on the left don't understand any of this shit. They might tell you that they are that, but they don't understand any of this shit. Like, I knew that because a white girl in my Twitter DMs told me, I asked her what's the definition of communism, and she said the definition of socialism. She didn't understand what communism was, and then got mad at me saying, you're being so hard on me. I'm like, no, I'm not actually, like, saying anything bad to you. I'm just asking you a question. You got mad as hell, and, like, you didn't know. I'm like, and I tell folks, like, people don't know anything. Like, they really don't know shit. So that's why I'm like, it's like people don't realize that these people on the left don't know anything. But they're telling you and leading you on saying, I have the idea how to solve racism. I'm like, no, you don't. You haven't read into that. You haven't looked into any articles. You haven't looked into any studies. You haven't looked into any literature. Nothing. You don't. But you go on camera to tell everybody, I'm the one that's going to save the black people and like all these other people. Like, no, you ain't, man. Like, shut up. God damn. You know, like, it's annoying as hell. Like, and the thing is, I'm the only person that Bantu knows that shared Kimberly Crenshaw's literal paper on intersectionality. I have literally the whole starting point that created intersectionality in the server. So it's like when people don't understand.
That's what I said. We have the resources,
like,
so you have to show it to them.
That. But you know where I found it? You know where I found it, Bantu? Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm. Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if he's not going to show his audience, that's the problem. Bro. That's the problem. So, like, that's what I'm saying.
Y'all
like,
not looking.
If that's what I'm saying, if we agreed to it beforehand, the fact that you disagreed shows that you probably you would have disagreed even then. Like, you can't use your emotions as justifications for still not trying to show your audience the work, because you, as a streamer, as a content creator, as an influencer, you still have to show them that work, because you're trying to have that discussion and platform that on your platform. If not, you're just trying to take a neutral stance. Neutral stance is colorblind.
He doesn't really have a stance. I think that's really it.
That's the problem. That's the problem with the Eurocentric anti-black left. Is because it's neutral. Why you're neutral on stuff that affects us in real life?
I mean, I knew, but like, yeah, that's a good point out, because they, like, to be honest, these guys don't really have a position.
Right.
They don't really have a position.
And it's like, we're dying out here. We're real life dying. Under COVID, we're dying.
And you want to know a good example of this, y'all?
We're dying from environmental pollution.
Y'all. That's literally an example of they have no position. They just copy what
I'm mad I ain't got money to do something about this. I'm mad I ain't got money to do something about this, so I'm making content. This is the way I can raise awareness. This is the only way I know I can do. I wish I had the money. I wish I had the wealth. I wish I had the privilege.
Like, y'all ever get a definition of socialism? Like, no, at least communism, at least an idea what it looks like from any of these leftists that trying to masquerade as if they have the solution to the world's problems. Like, this is kind of why it's disrespectful when people say, no, you have to think about optics. You got to think about how these people hear. I'm like, well, okay, well, what are their solutions? They have nothing. Because every time we hear them talk, they got all this hours of content, yet none of this content actually explains what they really want to do. None of that actually gets it to any, like, nothing. There's nothing they, like, because they don't really have an idea. They just say, like, well, I'm against white supremacy. I'm anti-capitalist. So I'm like, but that's so vague, though. Like, you know, there's a lot of, like, you know, systems out there and ideas, like, you know, do y'all not understand?
I'm just letting you know.
When I told, like, that white guy one time that came in here, and I said, like, you do know there was other socialists, not, like, when Karl Marx was there. He's like, what? It's like, you didn't know that? You didn't know there was other socialists around Karl Marx's time? Karl Marx was not the first socialist. He was just one of them. But they all were so shocked. And I'm like, see, y'all don't even know that? Like,
we gotta talk about it. Like,
me? Like,
we gotta talk
but y'all
about
about to tell me that I'm wrong on all this? Like, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't know anything. Y'all don't, but y'all be so confident, though. And I'm like, okay, like they don't like. And to be honest, like y'all may not know how much I've read, bro. Like I read so much stuff. I looked into so much data, studies, all that, just for some guy to come on and say like, "Now let me get." No, you don't know what you're talking about. Leave me alone. I don't want to hear it because like I know where I'm coming from. I've experienced everything to where I just understand like what's going on at this point. It's mediocre white people on the left. Like it's just mediocre people. Like I am against cat. I'm like okay. You hate Ben Shapiro. I think that's enough for me. No, it isn't.
Right.
Like, what do you want to do?
We just went through this with propaganda. Like, I just went through this with propaganda on their channel yesterday.
All y'all
like,
have is rhetoric. Y'all don't have substance. Y'all have rhetoric.
Right.
Y'all have rhetoric. Y'all don't have the substance.
That's why, like
y'all
even
don't really
like
have the
ideas.
ideas.
Like even when I was talking about anime, right? He brought up the anime conversation. I literally use intersectionality to make it more real. Like, okay, number one, if we're out here on the streets and I don't know you like that, like I'm gonna keep walking past you. So if you're talking to me about anime on the streets, that means I know you. That means we watch anime together. I do this in my community. I do this in my spare time. This is what we do. As a black anime, we're a real intersectional community with a lot of different interests and hobbies because we're black people. So we're very like varied in our like what we do. So it's like if me and you talking about anime on the streets, I know you. There's no hypothetical where I don't know you. We're talking about anime unless I have something that symbolizes my allegiance to anime through the capitalist system, which means I engage in the consumerism of anime products in Japanese culture, which signifies my content I watch, my lifestyle, right? So if I have that, I don't have that wealth, so you won't see that on me. Like I will look bummy in the streets if you see me, sweatpants and little t-shirt and some old jacket and shit. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna be strutting it with my little chubby ass walking down the street, right? Like if you was to talk to me in anime, you have to know me. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't talk to you. I probably would say what's up because I'm like, okay, he's a browner person, so he must be black like me. Okay, what's up? What's up? Keep it moving. Go back in. But if I know you, we're gonna be talking like we talk online. Like I'm a real life fucking person. Like none of this is an act. I'm not wearing no double conscious mask. I speak Alv on a regular. This is why I come off as unhinged to people because I'm Afrocentric to the point that is alienating to a lot of them who are neutral and don't even have a good stance on who we are and what we do because to them that the process of normalization and advanced conversation on these topics is not even available to them. So
I mean,
it's
all
like
of this is really going to exist in conversational form. Like they just want to have the conversation but not do the action. That's why I kind of get tired of it. Like because people are going to realize that 4 years, these guys are going to still be streaming, doing the same thing, sharing on somebody else, not Nazis anymore, because there's going to be a new logo there to shit on. And that's what's going to be it. Then everybody's going to feel better about themselves because they're shitting on the next low-hanging fruit, and now they feel like they're morally superior and that they're morally the best people. And that's all it is at the end of the day. Like, well, I'm kind of a good person because I do. I'm like, whatever. Like, we're dying. Like, a lot of us have already died, and y'all still ain't doing nothing. But y'all want to give yourselves a pat on the back.
People making money off of it, though. Like y'all making money off this.
And the thing is, like nobody was calling this out. Like I was looking at folks like
that's why I said if Tamika Mowry comes out about her son, we have to come out about these white leftists.
But he donated, and the thing is, this is philanthropy. He's like what Jeff Bezos does. He sends money, he creates his little charity thing, and next thing you know, he makes us look like he cares about the environment. The everybody was like, "What do you want him to do next?" And I'm like, bro, he's not really trying to change anything. This guy's rich. He can lobby in politics if he wants to get rid of this shit, but he's not. So like, this is fake. This is not sincere. And then like Raj out here with the sending money to BLM. I'm like, he's just doing this to save face, bro, because he makes me look like
it's performative activism.
So all you white people are going to repeat it to me. Like he's donated to BLM. I'm like, what type of organization?
Right. That's tokenizing.
There's a lot of BLM organizations out there. There was one that literally support the police. So like, come on now, let's be specific.
And then like even here, like even. But like even hear this out, like you see how even Ike kind of perceives us, or he understands the perception, and he don't even actively fight against that. So you're fucking neutral, like that. You're not helping us. You're not helping black people in any degree because you're neutral.
Like you're
even
unaware.
With
you're not conscious. You're not really
conscious. Right, like you're in the sunken.
It's a trend. Trust me, it's a trend to be a
motherfucking. It's a trend. Like, bitch, I'm on my sunken place shit for even talking to the motherfucker. Cause like
I'm making it clear, bro. It's a trend to be this. It's a trend.
But I'm trying to be.
This is all a trend. One day, some of y'all some people are gonna change what they are. They're not gonna be like.
Right, it's like Seren says. Seren says this, right? Because Seren been doing the work for 10 years, and she's been documenting and writing this experience. Seren's talk about how like people who are now engaging in the woke economy, as Thought Crimes would say, used to disagree with them back in the day, and you see a lot of people change like positions, like Donald Glover, amongst other celebrities who've been like at the focal point of criticism from a lot of black content creators. Like I watch their content, I engage with their platforms.
Is Donald Glover?
I'm
her
aware of
be
different black people and the
Childish
things that they
Gambino?
said. Huh? Yeah.
Is she
that's how-
Childish Gambino? I'm making it clear.
Right.
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna talk about Donald Glover because I never actually like talked about that nigga before.
Right.
When
But
I saw that
no, I'm talking
nigga
about
endorse
Serendo.
Andrew Yang, when he
Yeah.
endorsed Andrew Yang, I got mad as hell, bruh. And I was like, it wasn't because I expected different. It was because I'm like, look, bro, you want to be making songs and shit about stay woke and how can't be caught slipping in America and shit, but you out here endorsing Andrew fucking Yang. Get out of here, nigga.
Like
Outta
the
here.
way Seren breaks her criticism down of like black culture and like people who engage and commodify our experiences, like she really
do,
breaks it
bro.
down, and like that's why I like her content. I like a lot of things a lot of black content creators say. Like I might not agree with a lot of black content creators on everything, but their content literally talks a lot, and these are people who are doing the work. They're trying to do something with what we have. We're a wealthless group. We ain't have much, so how much do you really think we can do, right? Like we're not your mule. Y'all have to engage and dismantle white supremacy.
I don't think people realize that
which is innately anti-black.
if
colorblind
a
narratives
right
and
winger
shit like
wins
that.
again, right, they're gonna bring up fascism, and I want people to understand that fascism didn't exist when we were enslaved. Like when I mean like the idea that fascism was the thing, like the word itself wasn't really a thing when we were enslaved.
But you
so
don't.
when
You want to know
me and my
something
brother
funny?
was telling people, I was telling people like, yo, y'all don't understand that. Like we don't care if it's fascism or liberalism, we're still gonna be oppressed. Doesn't
Scorpio.
matter. So when it comes to fascism, it's just harm reduction for white people when it
Alright,
comes to liberalism.
So Scorpio,
because black people are still
on
in the
some
same
real-
position.
On some real shit, not even to like be on some gossipy shit or nothing like that. But like on the real, I've been in Ike's like Solace's server for a minute. I've been posting my videos, right? So you know he remember I showed you the screenshot of him like literally
I never
telling
was
me
what
to
you
stop
was
posting my
server.
videos in here, right? Because he was saying I was spamming my videos in here, right? So like even he went about policing me, right? This is something I didn't even bring up because I'm trying to engage with this person in good faith. But I even talked about how this person is policing me in their server, right? Like about how they sent me a message about how basically like everyone in the server cannot like constantly post a lot of content in there, right? But there's not a lot of people in his server. Like, hold on, let me bring this up and show y'all, right? Because like a lot of
I
this
never
is-
knew this part.
Yeah, I sent it to you. I think no, never mind. I'll probably put it in the screen. I'll probably put it in the server. Yeah. This whole shit happened in Ike's server. Like he literally told me to stop posting content because like he felt like my content was just over. It was being
I
scammed
can
in there.
I can tell y'all why, like, because I was the one that declined the conversation, not Bantu. Bantu came to me about talking to Ike a long time ago, and I said no. And the reason is because I saw like a part of his stream, and then he was talking about like I'm not trying to be like the Roscoe lefties and shit. And I
Right.
was like, yep, that's
Wow.
enough for me to kind of like bail out right now.
Right.
I don't think this is a good idea. I think we got the clip too. Like we probably have the clip from our DM.
Shit,
but
show it.
said-
Like it air that shit
I said
out.
I'm not gonna talk to this guy, like, because after seeing that, like, this guy, seeing his mannerisms and stuff is just like the white leftist, and it's like, nah, I don't want to deal with that because someone like that does not understand. The way they want to go about things is pretty much how the white leftists want to go about
See,
things.
like he literally
So-
messaged me. He literally messaged me on the 27th, like, "Hey, Bantu, I appreciate
They
you
didn't want to
being in
deal with it
Discord."
because he's
But hear
saying
me-
he's
oh, yeah,
like
let me-
it came off as pick me black person, like, oh, I'm not like them woke school lefties. It's like whatever, I don't
Oh,
care.
yeah,
Like, he
I
says,
sent
you
it
can't
to
be
you.
doing
So,
this. I'm like, what?
Scorpio, check your DMs and go to 5:50 p.m. Right, like you literally see the screenshot I'm showing the stream. Right, like it literally said, like, "Hey, Bantu,
Oh,
I
this is
appreciate
his
you."
server. I
Uh-huh.
thought this was a DM.
I sent you the DM. It's in the server. I sent it to you.
Oh, okay. I thought
Right,
it was
like
the
I've been
server.
sent you. Like I seen you a lot of stuff.
No,
So
no,
like
I already know about these ones. I thought like,
right.
it
Yeah,
was-
this is literally the conversation he had. Like he told me to stop posting in his server. He like, "Hey Bantu, I appreciate you being in the Discord. I see you have posted a few of your videos and media suggestion. Two that I'm watching, by the way. I just wanted to ask if you are open to a public conversation. Big name lefties, I want to ask about beforehand because we usually don't allow multiple videos of the same topic being posted in a row like that. I just didn't want to make it seem like we were silencing anyone to make public announcements so everyone is aware. Just figured I'd give you a heads up, right? So like the fact that he want to talk about this and he feel like I was spamming like my media in here, but if I'm promoting my stuff in here, if you like my content, what's wrong with me posting in your server? But that's a problem, right? Then I come on there, I say show your audience for context. Now that's a problem, right? So it's like, when is the problem when is it gonna stop, right? Like it got into the point that he literally, like, I can literally show you what he posted in his server, right? This is literally what he posted in his server in response. He literally changed the way his server operates and functions due to me posting my content in here. So it's like he literally went out his way to address me being in his space. But then again, he said he support my content. But if I promote my content in here, now it's multiple videos. Now it's spammy. Now I'm muting other voices. When if it's an archive like our stream is, you can easily just scroll up to the person that you're looking for. Like you see the documentation of the experiences that that person is going to if you support the videos and allow that in your platform, right? Like you can easily search up keywords and phrases and always go to this moment, to this content. So nobody's really being muted if you know how to use Discord. Like this is like Discord basics, right? Everyone in Discord kind of knows this, that like you can easily search up anything in here and find out what's on this platform, so nobody's really being muted. And if somebody really want to see what was being posted in the server, all they had to do is scroll up. So even if I am posting multiple videos, because I do this work every day, I document my experiences usually on a daily basis, right? Like they can see everything that's been playing out and that's been going down. But I mean, to me, that's why I say it's bad faith and disingenuous.
It was me. Like I didn't want to talk to him for like this reason because I just saw that it was like red flag. Not going to do it. I told Bontu that. Right. I was like, okay.
You're right, and I feel the same way too.
Now he's like, I feel like you have preconceived notions. I'm like, then Bontu said during the conference, like, yeah, Scorpio called it, and I was like,
like keep it real, like keep it real. Like he made his line in the sand when he said he's not going to show our content on his platform. That's his line in the sand. He said he's
wasn't. This wasn't.
That.
I already knew it was going to go.
You don't understand. That's where he fucked up.
Even though it wasn't there yet. I already saw. I was like, "Oh, it's gonna get bad." I was like, "I already knew."
Oh well, I don't care. I got my own lunch counter. I got my own platform.
He didn't look at the chat, but like in the portal, I was like, "This is gonna go bad right now." I already seen it coming.
Like I said, this
because
is
I knew because what he wanted for you to do, he wanted you to answer the question. I was like, you wasn't answering because you're like, you have to watch my content. He was like,
no, I answered it. I just didn't answer it in the way that he wanted me to answer it. I'm not your token. I'm not here to be like
he wanted like a
person.
Clear, simple definition of black nationalism for like him.
And it's like it's simple though, because there's a lot of variabilities, right? Because then like it never ends, because then he can keep asking more questions, and then it's like, let's just watch this content, let's just see this context. If you got problems, you could pause it and ask questions. I don't mind that. That's free form. That's a flowing conversation. Even if we argue, it's like, all right, we had a misunderstanding. Let's make up from here. Let's make this better, right? Because we're trying to really like meet grounds between each other, right? Like this is just simple communication. This is how arcs are started. This is how stories are told. But his narrative is, I ain't got to show my audience shit. So you just clearly you burnt that bridge.
I've been told by people because I was good at a game. Like there's a game I play and I'm very good at it. And then like people told me they were disappointed when they found out that I'm very pro-black. And it was because like I told them like, y'all can go fuck yourselves because you don't care about my people. You only care about these sports right now. And they didn't like it. And they kicked me out. And it's like, I'm very disappointed. I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck if you're disappointed in me. Because, like, first of all, look who you are. I don't want people like this being inspired or liking me. Like, you're a piece of shit. Get the fuck out of here. I don't like you, nigga. Like, and then they ban me and whatnot. And then one guy was like, I'm tougher. I'll beat your ass. I'm like, yeah, come to me. I'll fuck you up myself. Look, that person like, come on. No, if you talk tough to me, like, I ain't talking tough, but come at me, bro. Like, I ain't playing with you. I look at him like, I ain't playing with you. I don't. Like, whatever you think these rules are, fighting to seem tough, I don't do that. I fight to, like, survive, bro. So, like, you better be careful with a person like that. Like, and they kick me out. Like, people really, this is what we experience in, like, servers and stuff. You can't be pro-black. That's not good. Everyone can go on Twitter and say Black Lives Matter, but actually live by this in every other server. They're going to kick you out. They're going to get into arguments. They're going to call you stupid. They're going to treat you like you're insane. Because everyone is not really about it, but they're trying to wear the costume. It's like, all of it is like Halloween. We're in a long, long day of Halloween. It hasn't ended yet.
See, look. This is literally what he posted in his server in response to me posting my content in here. Like, hey, y'all, I just want to make an announcement to everyone to give others space to have their content view the mods, and I have agreed to allow submissions of channels, going live alerts. And
he's talking to somebody right now. Like a VC.
Oh, well, I don't care. Like, you know, he trying to probably do damage control. But like like I said, I got my own lunch counter. I got my own narrative. Like he came on here, he said what he said. I'm going to explain everything that happened that led up to this. I'm going to showcase his inconsistencies and why I think he's disingenuous. And this is his narrative. This is the interaction between me and him. If you're going to engage with me even further, it's like I said previously, right? Like Seren said, I shouldn't have to keep repeating myself, right? Like the reality is, if you're going to continue to engage with me, you have to watch my content for framing, right? Like I asked him to, and he still disagreed. And he said he ain't got to do shit. So this is a hard stance. And he said he stand by that. That's literally what he said. I stand by that. So there is no good faith. That's bad faith. Definitely, if you watch my content personally and I ask you, well, show your audience for content, context because the audience don't know. Like, you don't see nobody in our chat room asking us that, but you see the difference between the numbers of our chat room, right? We got 3 to 5 people in here at any given time, and nobody's asking us these questions about him and his platform, right? But that's what his audience is doing, right? So there's 2 totally different realities. There's 2 Americas we're living in. The America he live in is America that needs to be spoon-fed this. The America I live in is requiring solutions, and we already been through the process of knowing and understanding this, so we can have a more nuanced discussion. Right, because that's what's important to him. Like,
he's talking about immigration with somebody, like talking about.
I don't care. He's grifting. Like, to me, like, it's disingenuous because, like, what is he really doing about these issues, right? Like, it's not only about talking about, like, but what is he doing? Like, what can he do? What solutions can he provide? You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? That's why I say, like, that's.
I've been saying it. I mean,
you see where the interest lies, though. Like, you see where this is how we get erased from these spaces, though. This is why I say this is how we get erased from these spaces. Because keep in mind, right, like 20 people will watch him because he engaged in it in a very empty manner, but we actually engage with it and provide solutions and try to come up with ways to, like, get over these obstacles and problems. And the most that, we get is 3 to 5 views, and people looking at us like we're unhinged black nationalism because we intersect with white identity politics and the Eurocentric left. Right, like what he even engages in is white identity politics and Eurocentrism, right? And he don't understand that because he's trying to be so neutral on something that should affect him. Definitely, if he's a black person, so that means as a black person, a black American, he don't really fundamentally identify with this. Which, if that's his bag, that's his bag. But that still doesn't mean criticism can't come his way. Because he clearly gained viewers and followers off of that.
Right. I wasn't really interested in this shit.
Right, I know you're not interested. That's why I said, like, you're supposed to be like somebody who's just here to listen as a witness.
I know you're here talking.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I frame shit. This is why, like, I frame shit in a certain way for a certain reason. I don't do the shit because we're a living legacy. Like, people in the ballroom community literally call us legends. Other people call us gods. Right, like, this is living legacy.
This is how we look at the screen. He didn't realize it, and I was like, nigga. The way you look at us on your screen as ridiculous, stupid motherfuckers. This is what Destiny shit is. This is what Boss shit is. Your shit is doing the same thing. It's the same presentation. And then he was like, no, I'm like, that's what you're doing. I was telling like Bonds, like, this is what's happening. He didn't get it. I was like, bro, on your stream, this is how we look. That's how we look right now.
But my thing is, how can he support me? How, when you make a post in your server that's stating that I post too much in your server, but, like, we have our own server where there's a lot of information in here, and we make it in a way, you know what I'm gonna do right now. Right now, I'm gonna shout out a black person. I'm gonna shout out Dup. Like, Dup, I appreciate the fuck out of you because out of all that shit in there, you go in there and organize that shit. You put word to that shit so anybody can find that shit and make it easy.
How many times we shot them out? We shot them out so many times.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna shout them out right now because, like,
there's not even enough to.
They do the work. They do the work that nobody will, like, kind of big up. They do the work that nobody would notice, but it makes things way more easy and efficient for them to spoon feed themselves. And we are literal living proof that that shit don't work. That shit don't help people. This is the empathetic fallacy, what we're engaging in actively, in a sense. Like, we're literally showing how the empathetic fallacy works within the online Eurocentric left.
That's what he was doing. He was like, they only care if they can engage with it. And I'm like, no.
Discussion.
Look at him like, no, like, the fact they need me to discuss it. They can't just YouTube it.
Discussions,
Digibro?
Discussions ain't enough to do the work. Like, doing the work is showing it every day as a lifestyle. Huh?
You know, Digibro?
Yeah.
If you watch this video on Voss, just the beginning, he said that, well, he's a communist, and I'm not interested in this. I'm not gonna look it up. So I just want his stream to talk to him about it because, like, if you know, then you can explain it to me. I'm like, so Digibro admitted that I don't care about looking it up, but if I see a communist, I'm gonna ask him about it. I'm like, so, like,
that is so bad faith. That's disingenuous in itself. It's
he said that. World. I'm like, see, he knows. You people come here and it's like, well, I'm like nationalist.
I'm about to add Seren video. You know what I'm about to do? I'm about to add Seren video to the anti-black pipeline. The her live stream, If I Was You, I Hate Me Too, because she literally talks about this in her, like, live stream about how, like, people want us to be mules goes, and how people want us to do the work for them. And it's like we're doing the work. We have content that's like this and format in a way for people to digest and whatnot, and people still don't want to engage with it. That's why I find that his statement and his stance of, well, I ain't got to show my audience shit, and he stand by that. It's like, so if you ain't got to show your audience shit, then that means you're not going to do the work. That's literally what that implies. You can't interpret that any other way. You can't remix it or nothing. All you can do is say that you were wrong because you said you ain't going to show your audience the literal work, right? I can explain it to you as much as I want, but it's the empathetic fallacy, right? I'm telling you to change your mind versus you doing the work to engage with it, and we still have this discussion, right? I ain't saying we can't have discussions. I'm saying that you have to actually show your work. You got to show your math, right? This is how we create narratives, right? Like, create a more efficient language to explain our experiences as we create counter narratives against Eurocentrism, white hegemony, and all these other words that are out there to explain our experiences. And to me, it's very like a lot of their audience engage in semantic parasitism, as Ren said, because a lot of them basically they co-opt our messages and meanings, and they turn it into this free form content where it's just, well, we're gonna have a discussion. Well, what are you gonna do after that? Are you gonna continue to keep this discussion? Are you gonna find solutions? Are you gonna show solutions? And if you show solutions, are you actively working? Are you putting money towards? Are you trying to organize people to put money towards these solutions and help out with these certain situations? That's why even when I was talking about raising money to help Mamiya get better lawyers or something, raising money for political prisoners or something, rather is us using our platforms to game and have game nights where we raise money up for that through donations and stuff. I literally was providing solutions. So when you ask me for my definition of black nationalism, you don't take that discussion into account of my black nationalist philosophy, then what the fuck was you listening to? What was we talking about? What discussion are we really having? That's the way I'm taking it. What discussions are we having? Then I say, let's look up at Wikipedia. We can literally show your audience the Wikipedia definition, and I can tell you what I agree, what I disagree, to which percentage, right? I said, I agree at least on 85, 90%.
No wonder y'all ignorant. You don't know
it is even to the point, you can see it from the beginning. He brought up Hoteps, and I literally corrected him on the language of Hotep, and how to call them reactionary and social conservative. So from the beginning, I already was having a nuanced conversation about black nationalism and black nationalist ideas and things that intersect with our community. I was already having this discussion with you in good faith, but the whole time you've been engaging in bad faith and you don't understand and know the language, you don't understand and know the rhetoric, but yet you use these terms. You reinforce this casual, racist, anti-black, Eurocentric view of the world of us. And you police us, and your content is literally making us look unhinged, which makes it even worse.
Yeah, just Google it, bro.
Which I did reset.
And then so it does no black. I didn't Google your content, right? I didn't know shit, right? I would have Googled this shit already. I would have looked on YouTube. I would went straight I don't know black nationalism. I need to go look at this shit up. That's what I would have done. Be let me look at this. Okay, let me look at that. Okay, let me look at this. Okay. Let me look into more of this shit. Let me try to get it. It's there's a book on it. Is it free? It's literature. I would have already looked it up. Right. I don't realize
that's why I said he don't understand that it only hurts in the end because our platform is dedicated to that. Our platform is dedicated to that. That context always come in, whether you know me or you not. That context is always there. Just because you don't know me doesn't mean that platform ain't there for you. That's what my platform is for. So when you tell me you ain't got to show your audience shit, that just tells me that you're not interested. That's the empathetic. Now we're doing the empathetic fallacy. I'm actually using this work in praxis. This understanding, this analysis. To me, and it becomes
appealing to their empathy, thinking that's just gonna make them be on your side, but that's not how it works.
Right. If we're gonna read this shit and apply it to our lives, let's show them. Let's use these narratives. Let's talk about it. Right, but no, well, you make it sound I ain't got to show my audience, so you still stand on that principle. And then just the fact that I say you got to show your audience if you talk to me is enough to give you reason to.
You know what made me know about Nazis and stuff? I just heard them talk, and I was like, oh, these niggas are crazy. That's what I said. I watched Nazi videos. I was hearing them talking like these niggas are crazy. That's what I thought to myself. You watch them, bro. They're crazy. It wasn't them in the street saying shit. It was some guy in the suit explaining shit to a crowd of people, and I was like, oh, this sounds racist. I was like, oh no, this ain't for me. I'm like,
you gotta do as Seren said, you gotta call it anti-black. That shit's anti-black.
And I head out. I ain't need no Boss for Destiny to tell me. I was like, nope. I heard they said I'm out.
Right.
I was like, these niggas are racist.
See, look, even I want to show it on the screen so everyone could see it, but then again, like you hear too, so you know, so you aware of the context. I'm just gonna play a little bit of what Serena's talking about, right?
Satan's ghost. Who's liberal? Ike. How you find that out? If that's who you're referring to.
Right. Give us the tea. This is Serena, y'all. This is what she's saying.
I did reset, so it should be better. But you guys can let me know if it's not.
I mean,
I'm live. Sorry, I was listening to this noise.
This whole day.
Every time I'm back here, it just be all this noise, and I just be like, "What the fuck? What's this noise? What's this noise? What is this noise? What am I listening to?" But I'm live. Thursday. I know my Justice League video. I have not posted it yet. It's 4 hours long. I had a lot of notes, but I did sort of. I finished my note review process, whatever, I don't know how to describe it, yesterday. So Justice League review video will be up tomorrow. So, tomorrow. Snyder Cut. This has also been like, it's been really weird reviewing because it's like I already did the original one and it's weird. I feel like there's never been anything like this before. So I'm really taking my time with it. I'm not trying to like rush and put like some shit. Well, you guys might always take time with my reviews. So, and this one's 4 hours. So, hi. Just wanted to get that out of the way because I said I was doing a Justice League review and I haven't posted it yet. Hi, KK is here. Hi, Bailey. It is Thursday. Hi, Bridget. Hi, Star Dagger. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Adrian. Why is my Thursday lit like this? Hi, Khadijah. Hi, Shelby. What do you mean by lit?
Are you watching Soren's video right now?
Hi, Black T. I see you.
Yeah,
Hi, Marcus.
Yeah, I just told you
Reality
that.
Central. Hi, Kai. Corey. Hi, Owen.
Because I told you I was going to play it on the bot.
What?
I told you I was going to play it on the bot.
Oh,
Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to see it.
I know I'm taking a silent
so.
moment because CA, I'm gonna let you know my very first instinct was to block you just now because I saw your comment. What do you think of the two-party system? What do I, Seren, think of the two-party system? What do I think of the two-party system? Hi, Jared. Hi, Jared. You've never seen me discuss the two-party system? You've never seen me discuss the two-party system? You've never seen me discuss how I feel about the two-party system? You've really never seen me discuss... You've never seen me discuss how I feel about the two-party system, CA. You're trying to tell me you've literally never seen me discuss how I feel... Like, really? Like, I feel bad for my long-term subscribers because I know, right, like, it's not possible if you're a fan. It's definitely not possible if you're a fan. Like, it's, like, for you to be like, I'm a fan. It's definitely not possible for you to be a fan and not know how I feel about the two-party system. Like, you've really never heard me talk. Is this your first video? Like, you really never heard me talk about the two-party system? I don't believe you. Like, I don't believe you. And what I was going to say, sorry, I got distracted. What I was going to say was, like, I feel bad for my long-term subscribers because, like, people get here, they just get here, and they ask me questions, and I know my long-term, Owen blocked. Owen, I knew it would be you because, like, Owen is the main one. Owen is the main one that be so bothered. Owen be like, enough. Enough. Shut up. Block. Like, I feel like I can feel Owen's like blood pressure like rising through the screen. Cause Owen be the main one, like, stop. That's enough now. That's enough now. Yeah, I've done lots of videos. Like, right, like we talked about it all through. Like, we just had a major election where we talked all about politics, how I feel about the two-party system. Like, several videos, several. Like, we literally just had a major, like, how, I don't know. Hello, hi everyone, hi. 5 minutes and somebody else then got blocked. Hi Kylo, hi Jules, hi Mel, hi J Tony. I know this review is gonna be 5 parts, 2 hours each. Hi Gary, I'm doing well.
It's my
How
friend's
are
birthday.
you?
I'm about to go hang out with
Hi
her.
John.
I'm gonna play her some basketball.
I was gonna come in hot asking about the review, so you were right to start with that. Yes, tomorrow, Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League review tomorrow. Yes, exactly, Jules. Woo! Hi, Jared. How are you? Hi. I don't know what that is. Hi, Nicole. Been a very sluggish week for me. How about everyone else? Hi, Kyrie. I actually feel like this week's been. I normally feel like my weeks drag, but I actually feel like this week has been going by very quickly because I've been working on this Justice League review literally every day, and it seems like there's just like not enough time. Because I was like, I really want to get it done by Tuesday, and then no. And then I was like, all right, I really want to get it done by Wednesday. I want to get it up for the live stream. No. So my week feels like it's been flying by, but normally I feel like my time drags. Hi, Bambusa. How are you doing, Kyrie? How are you feeling? Right, Bailey, look at the playlist, child. Like, do I like literally, I want to say, like, do I literally, like, as many times as we've talked about it, do I literally have to do a video, like, on Litocracy? But, like, even if I do a playlist, a video on it, and I put it in the playlist, they still not gonna look. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do. What else can be done? What is DSA? What is that? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I'm not up on the shortened things. I don't know what you call those things, the abbreviations. Seren thinks the two-party political system is trash. I've said it a million times. I literally have a video called I'm Not Political. Even though, you know, it's sort of like figure of speech because I don't believe in our bipartisan system where I, like, go into it. Like, you could search. People's fingers don't work. Hi, Francesca. Hi, Davey. It's not possible if you're a fan, sis. Uh-oh, and I'm familiar amongst this. I have a book on politics on my table right now. This Seren recommended. Hi, Michelle's daughter. Hi, Owen. Yeah, Helen Landemore just had a book that came out. Leadership positions in politics should be chosen at random in Seren's eyes. Helen Landemore. Hi, Lex. Hi, other Jared. Kylo. Hi, Ashley. We all have heard it. You said you want it dismantled. Subbed in 2014, Michelle's daughter. It's been a long time. It's been 7 years together. Hi, Kakashi Cowboy. We talked about political systems all throughout the election. Come on now, Jules. Hi, Sabra. Owen be tired. Owen be exhausted. Block and roll. Owen in that anime head throb. Yes, like, oh, I really feel like Owen's eye starts twitching. Owen be like, I can't take it. Block. Blood death be boiling. Chris, can you send the link for my friend? Oh my God, you know what? I'm not even gonna. We're gonna skip over that. Hi, Avant-Garde. Hi, Mistress Cross. There's even a recent video in the On playlist, I believe, where you talk about the alternative to the two-party system. Yeah, and the On playlist, there's like tons of. I talked about it in like my video on digital surveillance, like on lachicism. All this stuff has been discussed. Hi, Blackamore. I was just about to ask you about the Snyder Cut. Yes. Snyder Cut review video tomorrow. Tomorrow. The Owen stands for Oh No Honey You're Blocked. Can't wait to hear your review. Yay! You bought Root Magic! Yay! Let me know what you think, J Tony. I got my copies of Root Magic today. I ordered 2 copies, one for me, one for a friend. Jules, sometimes I feel like people want constant labor from black people. They do, Jules. They do. Absolutely. Even other black people. People want and expect constant labor from black people, and especially black women. I'm even going to say that. Constant labor, like constant labor, like constant labor. Like they don't have to, like as if they don't have to, like as if they don't, like as if they can't, again, like as if they can't search, you know, like all this stuff that you're about to, like you literally typed in the search bar like that question for me. That could have been something you like, or in the chat or whatever, you know, like that could have been something that you typed into the search bar on my channel, on my page, and like the relevant videos are gonna pop up. No, people do not think, people really think that they have a entitlement, that's it. Like they're entitled, like they are entitled to labor. Like they really think that it's my job to like repeat. Yes, like educate me, like I have a whole channel of videos that are there as a resource, but like you don't get to like come and ask me every Thursday the exact same question every single time. Right, exactly. Hi, Queen. Seren, can you make a video on your thoughts on integration? Right, like, right, or UBI, right. Like, there's videos on that. Like, I do think that the part of it, though, is maybe that, I don't know, like, I don't know. I'm not, you guys know I always just say, like, I'm the anti-YouTube YouTuber. So I don't know if it's just that, like, people have a certain relationship with YouTube, or, because I know that, like, not every YouTuber, why is it white out? Why did it just white out like that? I know that like not every YouTuber like utilizes playlists, and I know that like not every YouTuber like moderates comments, and like I know that like every YouTuber doesn't do that, but it's like I do that. So like you could, if you're gonna be here, you could at least go through the must watch playlist, and the must watch playlist is arranged. Like I have the videos arranged in a certain order, so you can see like how I feel on like all the main topics. You can see how I feel about Black Americans. You can see how I feel about capitalism. You can see how I feel about politics. You can see how I feel about non-Black persons of color. You can, like, I have in the must-watch playlist, like, there, you can see how I feel about integration. You can see how I feel about white people. You can see how I feel about feminism. They're like all, it's there, and it's even in order, so you don't even have to like search through the playlist. You can just like put on the playlist and like let it play. But instead, people would be like, let me wait. I'm gonna come ask Seren personally. I think maybe that's just like the way that people are used to like interacting. I don't know though. Like I've also had to have this conversation with like several people on social media. Like, please don't fucking, number one, like don't send me shit on social media that's like designed to like upset me or like upset Black people, and then be like, what do you think of this? Because this is like a thing. What I started doing, people will send me stuff and be like, Seren, what do you think of this? And I'd be like, what do you think I think of it? And they'd be like, well, I think X, Y, and Z. And then I'd be like, so you know already. You already know what I think of it. So what is the purpose of you sending me this? Like, you're sending me this to get some type of reaction out of me. I'm not your mule. I'm not your, I don't even know what to even describe that as. But people do it all the time. Like people will send you literally like messed up ass content. I've had to tell people that too. Like I'm a real person. Like I'm a person. Like you don't have to like sit in my DMs like send me this type of stuff. And I've literally had people be like, oh, I guess I didn't think about it that way, that you probably get bombarded with this type of content all day long. Like yeah. It is disruptive. It's very much disruptive. It's extremely disruptive. And I feel like it's deliberate. Like there's an element of like, not maliciousness. I don't think people are being malicious, but like people like seeing people react. Like they want a reaction, even from people that they like. It's a really weird thing. It's a weird thing. And people literally ask, like, what I was gonna say that I was not gonna say, but now I'm gonna say it. Somebody left a comment on one of my videos on Buy Wig. Somebody left a comment that was like, can you give me a link to this video so I could share it with my friend? I was like, I don't understand this question. can I give you a link to the video that you're on right now so that you can send it to your friend? But you're on the video, you left a comment. You're on the video, you left a comment. So if you're on the app, there's a share button. And if you're on the internet, if you're in your browser, there's a URL. But you need me to reply to you with a link to the video that you're on. Like, motherfuckers act like they cannot do anything for themselves. Like, they need me to do it for them. Like, I can't do it for you. I can't think for you. I can't do it for you. I'm sorry. Like, I can't do it for you. I literally stared at that comment for like 20 minutes. Like, do I not understand what they're asking me? I've had somebody else leave me comments that was like, can you re-upload this video on Facebook so I could share it? Number one, no. Labor. Number two, like, if you hit the share button, there's a URL, there's a an embed code. Like, you can put it on Facebook. You can make a post on Facebook and, like, what are you asking me? Like, what are you asking me? Like, what are you really asking me? Like, what are you asking me? Like, I really be like, what are they asking me to do? Like, are they really asking me? Like, they really... Anyways, I'm already behind. Hi, Shim Jim. Hi, Blue Sneakers. I don't want to, like, miss people coming in, so I'm going to, like, look at a few more comments. Blackamore, yeah, Snyder Cut tomorrow. Yay, I'm glad for all of you that got Root Magic. Thank you so much. And I totally agree with Jules. Like, people want constant labor. Oops, sorry. Constantly. They want constant labor, especially from, like, content creators or, like, whatever you call it. There's really an expectation of, like, labor. I don't have to do anything for myself. You exist to serve me. Labor. I started some new shots. Ooh. In your stomach. Hopefully it was... Ooh, fingers crossed for you, Kyrie. Fingers crossed. It's a pretty long movie, so it's understandable that it would take a while to review. Mel, thank you. I'm really surprised at the amount of, like, Snyder Cut review videos that I see that are, like, 10 minutes. How does your review...
Yeah, but, you know, that's Seren, right? Like, watch her videos, right? I watch her videos amongst other videos. Like, I always say, like, you know, like, or as she infamously said, to give her flowers, right? Like, I have playlists. I organize my platform in a certain way. Scorpio World, the server that gets advertised on my videos, right? Like, there's a link to resources there. It's open to anyone who's willing to go through the process to get in the server. And, you know, that's basically our platform. And to me, it's like, if you like our content, you will engage even more in our platform. Or even in many instances, you will have no problem showing that on your platform. But the fact that you stand hard line in the sand, that's your stance, that you ain't got to show your audience, shit does this disingenuous, because you're not trying to engage with our platform. You're not trying to engage with our space. You're not trying to engage with our movement. And it's like, well, if you care about black people, it's not just a discussion. It's performative. It's something that you discuss and also engage with. You also platform, because this is something you care about. But like we discussed earlier, right? I shouldn't have to keep repeating myself, but, you know, like, this is how white supremacy works. It's just that, like, you know, basically, like, you have to do the work. It's a lifestyle. This is our real lives. We're a living legacy, right? This isn't something that just, like, out of the void, you know, like, there's context to this. And yeah, I understand that person did not know in advance, but when I asked that, and it became that argument, and shouldn't have became that way. Because if I ask you to show your audience this on your platform, you should be able to show them. But the fact that you still take about it to say, no, I'm not going to show them for context, to frame things in a certain manner, that means you're it's disingenuous, because you're not engaging in good faith. You're not really trying to continue the flow of the conversation, and you're just saying, well, I'm not going to show the video to my audience because I don't have to. And it's like, okay, well, your audience don't know. My audience know this stuff already. My audience know these resources. Like, this is what my platform is built for. And it's like what Seren said, like, the audience know this stuff. Your audience don't. That means you have to put in that labor to show your audience. But trying to have me labor on your platform to show your audience, that's lazy. And you saying I'm lazy for telling you Wikipedia so we can look at that and do the work backwards, and I can show you other books, and I can show you other articles and resources that we have, like, you know, so you know where to go and your audience know where it goes. Like, the fact that you're not trying to do that with with me and show your audience this process, like cooking, right? Like if this was a cooking show, or like if this is like one of the restaurants where you had to show how you serve your food and show that the food is fresh and is of good quality. Like you have to show your work. Showing is better than telling. We could tell each other about it all day, but I'd rather show you and tell you, right? I'd rather show you it then break it down and tell you, because due to your lack of not knowing, due to your lack of knowledge, your audience not being aware of these subjects, because y'all don't do this obviously on a regular. Because like if your audience did it on a regular, they wouldn't still need introductory points. And even the fact that you got a larger audience than me and you don't even do that work, to me is very disingenuous. And your platform is just literally there for discussions. And it's like if you there for discussions, even on other platforms, people still would take the time to show clips, to show evidence. Even news stations do it, whether it's in good faith or bad faith. They still take the time to frame things and clip things in a manner that tells a narrative that they're trying to sell. This is how entertainment works as an industry practice. You got to have efficacy. This is our criticism of the anti-black pipeline, the Eurocentric communities on the online left, and where all the disagreements come from. And a lot of people just try to make us seem unhinged, but those who've been watching me and watching my documentation should know that already, because if you watched any of my videos, you know this is a consistent through line. This is a consistent point. This is like part of white identity politics that I've been depicting, and how fragility works, and how people are Eurocentric, and we just don't limit our criticism to white leftists, because even our own people engage in this when they ask us to do the labor and mule for them. But like we did the labor, and we add, you know, like, and even with me in my circumstances, I asked them to show the work. They said I ain't got to show their audience shit. Well, how else can I show your audience? I already linked my videos in your server, and you literally sent me, you literally sent me something akin to a cease and desist, right? Like, this is the reason why you invited me on your platform, was because I was posting a lot of my content in your server, right? Like, I literally was posting so much content in your server that you wanted to have me on and have a public discussion about it. So that means if you want to have a public discussion about it, I would naturally assume out of efficacy you would have that. Okay, but you're not going to do that. But the fact that you double down and literally sit there and say, well, I ain't got to show my audience shit, means that you're not here in good faith, because you're not trying to show your audience the context of what even led to us being here. So you're not even engaging with me as a human being or my work or what I do, even if you like it, right? You like it, but you like it in a very neutral position. You're not active on it. Well, my work is to get you active and engaged. I even hit you with solutions of what we can do to raise money from immediate, whether it's lawyers or whatever else that might be needed. You know, I mean, I don't got much, I don't come from much, but like at least something, you know, something. Like, these are real life people, these are real life legacies, and I don't have much to do much, but I can use my platform in a way to get things done. And obviously, if you got a higher, larger view base, and other people got larger view bases, they can do something. Like, we can do something fun and have a Mortal Kombat tournament, Apex Legends tournament, casual, you know, fucking Animal Crossing stream to donate and raise money for Free Momia so he could get better lawyers or something to, like, get the, you know, governor to get him out, or any other political prisoner like Rashid from the Black Panthers, and amongst other people that we don't even talk about, which should be the product of discussion, definitely around black people and dealing with black issues. This is the content that I have in my playlist. This is the content that I support and big up and reshare on multiple platforms and in multiple spaces. You can see this as a part of my platform and documentation. This is why these people talk, like, I have my platform. This is why people engage with me. But to me, it's disingenuous when you have your platform and your influences and you're not trying to do this work, but you're trying to have this discussion. To me, what discussion is there have if you're not going to show this work, if you're not going to show this? Because this is literally how I narrate things. This is literally how my story is told. And to me, you're just trying to take me out of context, which I don't have no problem if that's what you want to do. But that it's not part of the canon. That's just not how the canon works. Because I have my own lunch counter, I have my own space. I use my own space to do that. So I know how to do that. And if you don't know how to do it, I can teach you. Like, even when there's things about Discord that he wasn't aware of, as far as muting and groovy bot proves that, right? I operate on this platform on a different level that I know the nuances of how to use the voice chat and how to mute the bot and whatnot. And I clearly told him that I was going to play the bot music in there. Maybe he didn't clarify, because I do speak out. It does have a little southern taste to it. So some people might not inherently understand me if they're not familiar with me speaking on a constant basis. But I won't mind clarifying myself. Like, people who know me in real life know, like, I do sometimes choose not to engage with people who continue to misunderstand me. But still, I won't mind trying to clarify, because I know I'm not always easy person to understand. That's why I have patience. And I don't mind taking my time and wait and actually break things down. But other than that, that's it. I'm about to end this live stream because Scorpio's no longer talking. I could show you more black content creators, but I did that for at least a week straight for more than at least 40-something hours, and nobody wasn't really there for that. It's not wrong with documentation, but a lot of that does play into copyright too. I don't mind not being able to monetize my videos and them being blocked. It is what it is, but at the end of the day, if no one's going to be there to watch it, then it's like I'm just making videos into the void, and like people act like they care and they support this stuff, but they're not here for the interest. They're not here for the playlist. They're not here for the content. And even in our space, people don't actively engage, with the exception of a couple of people here and there. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it's a lot of nuance to this that's not being discussed. But other than that, I'm gonna see y'all later. Thank you. This is Ra from Batu Taku, here with all the tidbits and tricks and nuances of my life, and that's it.
I always had hopes of being a big star. Then I look, as you get older, you aim a little lower. And I just say, well, yeah, you still might make an impression. Everybody wants to leave something behind them, some impression, some mark up on the world. Then you think you left a mark on the world if you just get through it. And a few people remember your name. Then you left a mark. You don't have to bend the whole world. I think it's better to just enjoy it. Pay your dues and enjoy it. If you shoot an arrow and it goes real high, hooray for you.